What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up to all of my friends and family in the building? I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? If you didn't miss me, let me know right now. If you did miss me, let me know right now. What up to all of my friends and family in the building? I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. And we good. We good. We good. We good. Let's do it. Let's do it today, healthy nerd. He says, I've been emailing for over a year. I just started back taking coaching calls. Y'all are very demanding. I have a much, much bigger following now. I have a lot more people that are tapped in. Says I've been emailing for over a year to book a coaching call, not looking to be handheld, just need one solid combo, triple my income in tech already, just need that last piece to really lift off. Okay, I tell you what, email me right now at AntonDaniels413 at gmail.com, and I will do a coaching call today. How about that? How about that, one healthy nerd? I got you. I'm gonna knock that out today, just to make sure that you get whatever it is that you need. All right. Onaka says I've been under the weather today, but of course we've missed you. Man. Let me acknowledge a couple of the super chats and the cash apps, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into the show. So we got a lot to cover. Excuse me. I want to give a shout out to Aaron Lucas and everyone else that paid me my money, that was texting me talking about, Anton, I got this on Arizona. Anton, I got that on Arizona. I said, bet. You know what's so great about having great friends is that everybody pays on time. Nobody, you don't gotta chase nobody down. You ain't gotta figure it out. Everybody just sent a bet. So shout out to the Michigan Wolverines for dominating all throughout the season and all throughout the tournament. I appreciate that. So shout out to all of y'all. I want to give a shout out to my dog Spencer Campbell and Mike that dude for holding me down. Shout out to Spencer Campbell and Mike that dude. Let me see what else is happening. Sending up the smoke signal. And next time AD in the bag chase is about to ride on the D. Y'all not following me on X. So I had a little bit of a kerfuffle. I'm not even going to call it a hack. I'm going to just say a kerfuffle because it's nothing that we couldn't resolve. It's nothing that we couldn't fix. But yesterday, I'm going to just tell you, it seemed like yesterday was almost like the worst day, technically, right? Functionally, everything. It just seemed like it was the most difficult day ever. Yesterday. I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened, but yesterday was a mess. It was absolutely a mess. Uh, had problems on the Anton Daniels channel. So pretty much spent the entire day, the entire morning. I was getting ready to live stream, and I logged in, and everything just started going bad. And so I don't want to go into the details because, I don't want to continue to give bad people incentive to do bad things. So I'm going to just leave it at that. But I will say this. Shout out to your car. Shout out to everybody that's on the team that immediately went into grind mode to make sure that everything was back up and running. And we missed the day, but we don't miss a day because we're going to make everything up on the weekend. So nothing slows down. Like nothing stops. We don't panic. We don't trip out. We don't flip and all of that stuff. We just keep moving. I want to spend every piece of my energy focusing on things that are positive and focusing on things that are productive. And if it don't make money, then it don't make sense. If it don't make money, then it don't make sense. So yes, we had a little bit of a breakdown, but we back on and we stronger than ever. So we made sure that we put some additional things in place to prevent that from hopefully ever happening again. And we getting it popping. So again, thank y'all for everybody that reached out. Thank y'all to everybody that was on that sent me an email, that reached out to me and said, yo, you good? You just checked on me? At the time, no, everything was not good. But we good though. We good. That's what we do. We work, we hustle. Things happen. That's just a part of the life. That's part of life. Things happen. You make adjustments and you keep it moving. So that's what we do. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. As a result, and we just going to do a little bit of housekeeping and then we're going to get into the show. We got a lot to cover. As a result, everything is kind of pushed back like a day or two. So Patreon live stream is going to be Friday. Dropping of a video is going to be tomorrow. It's already edited. If you're not a part of the Bag Chasers, you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description. Patreon is going to be on Friday after the Millionaire Morning Show. That's the plan. And what else? Oh, I didn't stream on After Hours yesterday. That's the first live stream that we wind up canceling and missing on After Hours. So I kind of just gave everybody the day off. I think that I'm going to do a makeup show, but I'm not going to do a traditional makeup show. I think I'm going to experiment with something new. Like Saturday night. I think I'm going to experiment with something new Saturday night. What do y'all think about that? Keisha says, AD, rewatch part of the other live stream where you spoke about the different generations we would have. Was wondering who are some of the greats you would recommend us learning more about. I would have to think about that. I got your email, Healthy Nerd. I just got your email. I would have to think about that. I don't know. One thing about it is that in the Black community, we don't really have many examples. I'm not sure yet. Let me think about that. Somebody said what happened to last night's show, AD. We was working all day on making sure that we get everything back up on the Anton Daniels channel. So, I didn't want to rush it. And I said, you know what? Sometimes when everything is going wrong all at the same time, you kind of got to follow your instincts and you got to kind of listen to things. Like, it was just like, yo, today is not the day, we got to focus everything we have on taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't, I don't feel like I was going to be able to give y'all a show that y'all was supposed to have. And so I just kind of was like, you know what? We just got to reset and we got to get everything back together. So we focus all of our energy. You got to remember, there's thousands of videos on the Anton Daniels channel. So you're talking about playlists, you're talking about restoration, you're talking about getting things back up, you're talking about all of that stuff. That was a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work. So we had to basically backlog it. But I do plan on doing a makeup show for y'all. So I'm going to do a show for y'all maybe Saturday night. So we got 2 makeup shows coming. We got a makeup show for the Millionaire Morning Show coming this weekend. I don't know if that's going to be Sunday or Saturday. And we got a makeup show for the After Hours channel. Do a real makeup show where you bring on other, not so much friends, but not enemies, podcasters to mend bridges. I don't feel as though I need to mend any bridges. I don't, who do I have to mend bridges with? I don't have problems with anybody, so there's no bridge to mend. Any beef with me today, right now, is one-sided. And just because you don't have beef with somebody don't mean that you need to kiss and make up either. So I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't want to do all of that. And let me tell you another reason why that's not necessary for me. Because I've done that in the past and it's resulted in people breaking whatever it is that they said that they promised to do because they couldn't stand on their own and they felt like they still needed to get their stuff off in order to do content. So I'm not interested in that because I don't trust people, especially in the business game. I think business is business and personal is personal. And so I just focus on what I got going on. I don't need to be peacemaker. I'm not looking to be friends. I'm not looking to do none of that. I just want to work and take care of my business and focus on what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing in the algorithm no more. I'm not focused on what nobody else got going on. I'm focused 100% on the purpose. And we doing our thing. We focus. We doing our thing. So if you're not a bag chaser, if you're not a Patreon member, then I'm not focused on what you got going on. No, I know brain clarity. I was just answering your question, right? I'm answering your suggestion. But I'm going to come up with a new concept that I've been tinkering along with, and I think I'm going to try it out on Saturday. And that'll be probably the makeup show. Aaron L says, shout out to the rep. See, always an excuse while y'all losing. Aaron L, I appreciate you for the bet, though. I appreciate you, Aaron L, for the bet, though. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you. Thank you. That was almost like a layup donation that you gave to me. I appreciate you, bro. AP says, yo, I was fiending for after hour show. I need my fix. Well, guess what? We got Wednesday night tonight. So Wednesday night with Q. That's going to be doing what it do. And we're going to get it popping, all right? All right. What else did I miss? Is there anything pertinent that I feel like that y'all feel like I need to address? Because I got a whole lineup of stuff that I want to talk about today. Shout out to Jeremy Clay. He said, go blue. Shout out to the Michigan Wolverines. Jeremy, I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. So, where y'all want to start? I kind of want to start with Offset. Speak on a ceasefire. Y'all want me to deal with the ceasefire first? 7-month-old baby got shot in the head in Brooklyn. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Terrence CY says, hi, AD. There's a video by Rashad Ritchie where he discussed you within the first 4 minutes and called for a debate. It's called Trump Targets HBCUs for Massive Cuts while backing 1.5 trillion military plan. Who is Rashad Ritchie? Oh, the black guy. Trump targets HBCUs. Yeah, the black guy with the mustache. Is it a video or is it a? It must be a video.
saying he's going to shrink the budget coming from the Department of Education. And he's going to shrink the budget specifically for minority serving institutions, HBCUs. And I'm going to explain the direct cause and effect of the policy because there's some confusion about that. We're going to set the record straight. Are you paying less taxes? Do you pay less taxes? Because if you're not paying less taxes, why is he deciding to cut programs that benefit you, your children, and your children's children? It now calls for the elimination of 3 key educational access programs and $354 million in grants for minority serving institutions as part of a plan to shrink the U.S. Department of Education's overall funding. Remember, day one, when he appointed the Secretary of Education, right here, I said this. You all would have made excellent slaves. Top notch. I'm talking about your house material. Standing up, holding the water for your master. That is only your master in mind.
I can't. Listen. Is this something? Okay. All right. Here's my question, y'all. Because now I kind of tune out. Oh man, I kind of tune out once the ad hominem attacks come in. But for the sake of conversation, y'all, let me ask y'all a question first, and then we're gonna get into the show. Because I'm gonna take my time on these live streams. I'm not gonna rush through them. I'm not gonna pay attention to the time. I'm not gonna limit myself to 3 hours anymore. I'm gonna take my time and have a conversation on all the things that I want to get out, and I'm gonna get it all out, right? Let me ask y'all a question. Is something wrong with me in that I don't take these people serious anymore? Because, like, I would say maybe if this was like 5 or 6 years ago, if this was 2020, 21 or something like that, then I would have flew off the handle. I would have done live streams. I would have been ready for the debate and all of this other type of stuff. But I'm almost like, I don't know why it's so funny to me. Like, I don't take these people serious. I know what the goal is. I know what the play is. I know why okay, we throw the ad hominem attack, whatever, so on and so forth. But it's like, listen. If you want to debate, if you want to kick it, send me an email, bro. Do the same thing that everybody else do when they want to get in contact with me. I'm numb to it. Maybe it's because we've had Fight Club. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When I look at this guy, and I've seen this stuff before. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that I haven't seen this stuff before. You know why I laugh? I come from Fight Club. Some of y'all are not familiar with what Fight Club, because I'm not gonna go back and forth with the people. I'm gonna save it for when they reach out to me on an email, and then we gonna have a real conversation, right? I don't even debate anymore. I have conversations. If it's not respectful in the way that me and Stephen A. Smith was able to engage, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't even care about smoke or none of that type of stuff. I'm such a happy person in a good space. I got an email today. I got a notification today from Lamborghini, and they said, yo, man, your Temerario is being built. I'm going to show you what I got today in the mail. This is the honest to God truth. This is the notification that I got today. I opened up my Temerario app, and I'm not deflecting. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. This is what my life is like. And this is what they said. They said, welcome, Anton. And it said, your Temerario is in the final stages of production. This is exactly what it looked like. So this is the one that I built. And then when I go into the app, and it tells me all of the things that's going on with my Temerario, this is the actual picture of it on the line being built. And so I'm like in a different mindset right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have nothing to be angry about. I don't have anything to go back and forth and get mad at it and curse people out. I'm not on ad hominem attacks. I don't care about beef. I don't care about none of that stuff. My car is coming in a month. It's about to be put on a boat. It's going to be shipped over here to the United States. I'm going to be the first one in Michigan with it, and one of the first ones in the United States of America with my new Temerario, and it's custom. It's got over $200,000 in custom work done to it. I'm excited about that. I'm not excited about this. So when I see this guy right now, I'm keeping it 100 with you. When I see this guy say, oh, y'all would have made excellent slaves, what do you want me to do with that? The interior is red. Is red with red seat belts and all of that type of stuff is laid out. What do you want me to do with that? Like, I don't engage in insults. I don't go back and forth no more with that. I'm trying to evolve and change into a completely different mindset. So listen, what is his name again? Give me a second. Rashad Ritchie. If you want to have a conversation, email me, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. Don't ride the wave of what's popular at the time. Email me, because see, when I see people throw an ad hominem attack immediately and they've never spoken to me, they don't know anything about me or anything like that. First of all, I know that I'm the king of YouTube right now because the algorithm is algorithming, especially a black YouTube. I control black YouTube. I'm the king of black YouTube. So that's one. I know that it's motion, so y'all want to get some visibility because the numbers ain't numbering according to how many subscribers that y'all got. That's number 2. Number 3, it's a defense mechanism to throw that out there, and it's almost like bait, right? Because it's like, oh, I'm supposed to blow you up and go back and forth with you or whatever, but you don't really want to have a conversation, and I know you're fearful of it because if you did, you would have reached out. I'm from a whole nother genre, backdoor YouTube area, fighting, grinding, debate space. that you probably are not prepared for. I have been molded by the dog. I was molded by it. By the time I was able to see the light, I was barely like we come from a completely different space. So, Mr. Rashad Ritchie, let me tell you the difference between conservatives and liberals. All right. I respect you. You look like an educated man, and I respect your platform. If you want to have a conversation with me, feel free to reach out and we can schedule it and figure it out. And maybe we can have a productive conversation to where we can move the culture forward. I'm not interested in insulting you. I'm not going to say anything negative about you, and I'm definitely not going to call you out of your name. While you guys leverage insults to try and get my attention or to get the attention of the people that you disagree with, I'm not doing that. I think that my argument and my debate points and where I stand on the political spectrum, especially with regard to policy, is strong enough on its own to where I don't have to deep dive into that. So if you want to reach out to me and have a conversation, you're more than welcome to do so. But I'm not engaging in the low-hanging fruit tactics. You look like you should be a mature man to where you would be above that. All right? So I love you. God bless you. I hope that everything is going well in your life. And I also hope that you're staying in a majority Black city amongst majority Black people. And that is where you spend the majority of your money. And I hope that all of the people that work with you and for you are also all Black people. Okay. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Yeah, God bless him. I hope everything works out well for him. Anyways, let's move on, y'all. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. Shout out to Fight Club. Shout out to all of the people that came up in that space. I wish much success and love to these people. I really do. I wish much success and love. Y'all want to get into, let me read a couple of more super chats. Shout out to Terrence. I appreciate you for bringing that visibility or for bringing that to my attention. Just Christian Black in the building. What up, Just Christian Black? I appreciate you. Eric Harris says, them. Anton is a slave. AD responds, I got a Lambo getting built. I'm from Detroit, bro. I'm from Detroit. I'm blessed to be here. I ain't even gonna cap. Yo, listen. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to sit back and me and my daughter was talking. She said, Dad, what was it like growing up at the time that you grew up? What was your expectations for life? I said, man, I'm just blessed to be here. I am very blessed to be here. Everything that I have, everything that I'm doing today is points on the board. I'm running 1,000 miles an hour because I never thought that I would ever be able to get this far. Now I'm just going at this point. So I'm just thankful. I'm blessed and I'm thankful, and God is the greatest. Real Life PJC says, speaking of, can we start the car channel with the delivery of the Lambo? I don't know. I almost only want to show that to the Bag Chasers because I'm only doing vlogs for the Bag Chasers at this point. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna see what my daughter want to do. If she want to do it with me, then I'll do it. Nichelle says grad rate for HBCUs is under 25%, even with the top 3 at higher rates. HU, Spelman, etc. The average for colleges in general is 60%. If as Black people, we can't largely sustain institutions we value, that is on us, not the Fed. Talk about it, Nisha. See, my people educated. My Bag Chasers is educated. Bag Chasers is educated. Let's go into Trump, y'all. Let's go straight into it.
I'm just hearing in my ear that the president has agreed to stop bombing for 2 weeks. Control room, do you have any more information? Okay, that is all the information that we have, but just in, the president has agreed to stop bombing for 2 weeks. We do not know if in turn Iran has agreed to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which Ellie was just saying has been a sticking point for both sides, Iran not wanting to budge on that and the president not agreeing to any sort of ceasefire without that strait being opened. But Ellie, when we talk about the military options that the president has been presented with and the military firepower that is in the region, knowing now that we are likely going to have this 2-week pause here in action, what more can you tell us about the U.S. Military might there in the region?
Well, the military might will likely stay. Right now, it consists of more than 50,000 U.S. forces. They're there to present the president with options should these negotiations fail, should he want to pursue something else. 50,000 is about 10,000 more than what is usually there. There are about 35 to 40,000 U.S. service members there because remember, there are bases all around the Middle East, which Iran has been threatening in addition to keeping that Strait of Hormuz closed, which has been a big leverage point. It's been trying to wage a kind of economic fight with the U.S. that has frustrated the president because even though the U.S. doesn't get a lot of its oil from that strait, it has impacted the prices worldwide. You're seeing Americans in our polling talk about how oil and gas prices have been impacting their daily lives.
All right, so we do have a Truth Social post from the president that we're working on getting, Ellie, up on the screen. But we know that the president had said, based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire.
Shout out to Chaotic
The reason
Truth.
for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem closed to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
I don't think that Iran give two Fs about what we got going on and what our proposals are at all. This is almost like backing a dog into a corner and then expecting for them to take food from you. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. At all. I don't think that the Iranian regime, let me separate Iran from the Iranian regime. I don't think that the Iranian regime care enough about its own people to actually care about having a ceasefire or a negotiation at all. If I'm just being absolutely honest, and you know me, I'm going to be honest and transparent about my thoughts. I think that there are multiple factors here that goes into this conversation. I don't think that Iran cares about a ceasefire. That's A. Number two, I don't think Iran care enough about its own people to give up power, the Iranian regime. They're not trying to give up power. They're not trying to cede it and have somebody else take over. They're not going to lay down their weapons and all of that stuff. Once they see what happened to everybody that was in leadership, the supreme leader, all of this stuff, Solomon, they don't, now it's like, all right, well, there's points on the board now. That's why even if you study the 48 laws of power, when you go after somebody, you have to wipe them off the map completely. Either you gonna break them completely, or you need to figure out how to exist with them temporarily until you can figure out how to break them completely. So either Trump has to be using this as a tactic to stall for a little bit so that he can eventually come up with a much better plan or to execute on a plan that he already has, or you gotta wipe him off the map completely. And let me tell you the third thing that goes into this, right, is your partnerships. It's your partnerships. So because the UK is acting out, because there's so many other people that depend on the Strait of Hormuz for their oil, I guarantee you that there are people that are backdooring and behind the scenes that's like, hey, man, we need some oil. Hey, man, we need this. Hey, man, we need that. So while we're not affected here in the United States because we don't depend on the Strait in order to get our oil, and we pump out more oil than anywhere else in the world, right? It's not us. It's the people that we're in partnership with. Let me tell you something, bro. This is true whether you're talking about a regular everyday person in the hood to a businessman all the way up until international negotiations and peacekeepers. Your strengths and weaknesses are largely going to depend on who you surround yourself with. This was a bigger sign to me that we don't need NATO. At the end of this whole situation, however it turned out, whether it's a negotiation, hey, you guys agree to not use enriched uranium, you're not going to continue to build ballistic missiles, whatever, right? At the end of this whole conversation, we know where we stand in the world. We know where we stand with our partnerships. We know where we stand as far as whether people are going to present a united front or whether we need to just look at everybody as ops and make sure that anything that we do business-wise with them is always going to benefit the United States. I look back at all of the trade deals and the United Nations and how much we put into, NATO and all of this stuff, and I think to myself, we basically got used. We've gotten used because we put more into it than anybody, but we get less out of it. And we're the ones that's the least dependent on it for our survival and for our own safety and for our own, financial obligations. I don't think that anybody has anybody's best interest at heart. And the minute that we need to stop looking at these people as friends and start looking at them for what they are. They're business partners for a season. They're business partners while that particular person is in office. This is why I was in support of Trump saying that NATO needs to participate more in their obligations to make sure that the partnership and the agreements are what it is. Real talk. We've been getting taken advantage of for a long time. And unless you can present a united front, then it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, right? AD, so you are for the nukes. Are for what nukes? I didn't even mention anything about nukes. What are you talking about? Nukes for what? I think that we realize where we stand in the world and that people they love us. Listen. The United States is a man. And the United States is a rich man. The United States is a man that so many different women depend on them for them to be able to survive. Come on, catch the metaphor real quick, and then we're going to continue. What the United States is realizing is when he's asking for his chicks to be loyal, they were only loyal for what they could do for them. But when it was their time to put up, all of a sudden they ain't nowhere to be found. They don't want to engage. See, they loved you when everything was great. But then when you got a little bit of turmoil, they're going to be like, wait a minute. But what about my career? But what about what my friends going to think about me? But what about what my parents is? Wait a minute. I thought you was holding me down. You know who I am. If you got to explain it to her why they should be loyal to you, then they're not really loyal to you. And sometimes when the things get a little bit thick, when you start to engage, when you do whatever you got to do, you're going to see what the fallout is. Really, real talk. I'm keeping it 100%. You're going to see who is really rocking with you and who not rocking with you. Sometimes y'all might even have to test y'all circle before you even get into something, so you don't be dependent on another person to rock out with you. You need to test them sometimes. Ask them for a bag. Hey, can I hold? Hold me, send me this, whatever, so on and so forth. Don't tell them why. Just see what their response is. I think that where our misinterpretation is what our allies, who our allies were, not who the Iranian regime is. That's the real conversation that we should be having right now.
So in my reading of this, Ellie, according to your reading, does this sound definitive? Because to me, it says, I will hold off on this for 2 weeks as long as they will reopen the strait, because we haven't heard from Iran's side. We don't exactly know that this is concrete, but he does say it is a double-sided ceasefire, and he does call it a resolution.
That's progress. I mean, delaying the type of strikes that he was threatening is certainly welcome news to Iranian civilians and to other countries in the Gulf who would have probably been the target of Iranian retaliation. What I didn't hear in that, Lindsay, A, we haven't heard from the Iranians. B, I didn't hear the military objective of preventing Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. For weeks now, we've been talking about one of the objectives of the president in launching this war was to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. And there are still those 900 pounds of highly enriched uranium that Iran, if it got access to them, it's buried underneath the rubble of the sites that the U.S. bombed last year. If Iran got to those, that enriched uranium could enrich further to potentially make a nuclear weapon. That would almost certainly be part of any negotiations, but I did not hear the president speak to that military objective in his Truth Social post that you just read.
Okay, Eleanor Watson, certainly a lot to continue and follow up on. But
so let me pivot for a minute. I want to share with y'all. Right after that, Iran struck Israel with a cluster of bombs right after the Trump ceasefire. This is what's being reported by Fox News. So I wanted to go over to CBS, and then I'm going to come over here to Fox News and give you all the latest as of 14 hours ago.
Talk to Mike again. Mike, what are we seeing there?
Well, Jesse, as anticipated, the sirens are now wailing over Tel Aviv, indicating that another missile is inbound. And it looks like those bright lights in the sky are the missiles. And it looks like you can see an interceptor that is in hot pursuit of the missiles. And it's always quite dramatic when you see those interceptors going after it. And these ones might disappear behind our building here, and we're going to lose sight of them. But they're still quite lethal and coming into Tel Aviv. And I didn't see an interception in this case. Should be able to hear it in a second or so. And it's still quite lethal. When there's an interception. Most of what we see out here are those cluster bombs in recent days. But when
somebody said the ceasefire is with us in Iran. What do you mean the ceasefire is with us in Iran? It was only going one way in the first place. Every retaliation was Iran against the Middle East or partners with the United States in the Middle East. Then that means that the ceasefire is only one way.
you get a conventional warhead with that powerful explosive, obviously you hope that the interceptors can get it. And the interceptors are about 90% effective, but that means 10% get through. And those conventional warheads we've seen are quite powerful. They leave great craters in the ground. Still waiting to hear the...
Abe the Hunter says Christians are supposed to be for peace. Where do y'all get that from? Who told y'all that? Abe the Hunter, I would love for you to explain to me why you think that. When did you ever hear that? That was never in no part of the Bible. That was never what was preached in the Bible. Ever. Ever. Peace with who? Peace with the devil? Who are they supposed to have peace with? That was never, ever it. What part? Not the Old Testament, not the New Testament, not none of that stuff. Why do y'all keep preaching that? Why do y'all keep saying that? Do y'all even read y'all word? Do y'all know how much the children of Israel fought? Do you know how many places Abraham went into? Do you know what David had to deal with? Where did y'all hear that from? Y'all gotta study your word. Listen, we do Bible study on Saturdays inside of the Discord. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Somebody said, then tell us what it is. We're always at war in every single facet. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, we war against ourselves. We war against principalities. We war against the flesh. We war against the devil. We war against the world. We're in the world, but being a saint, being a Christian is constantly being at war. That's what it is. It's not about peace. It's having peace within to understand that we have to fight for righteousness' sake, and we have to continuously fight against the ways of the world. That's not, for whatever reason, y'all think that we just supposed to lay down and let everybody bully you. That's not what it is. That ain't never been it. Have y'all read Revelations? Do you know what's going to happen? Does any verse in Revelations look like peace to you? Peace is within. To understand that you have to have peace within yourself for what is about to happen in the wars that we have to fight every single day. Y'all have a misunderstanding of what peace look like. Y'all got to honestly, y'all got to go back to the word. Read your word. The word is the word. It was the word yesterday. It's going to be the word today. It's going to be the word tomorrow. It doesn't change just because y'all put a gay flag in front of the building and you let some sassy man lead the choir. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I don't know what y'all reading. Y'all just be saying anything. Shout out to Cutie Executive Suite MLE says you will wipe the floor with that poverty pimp. He don't do anything but try to guilt you by promoting retro suffering of blacks. You know too much for him. Well, listen, Cutie Executive Suite MLE, we're not going to insult him. Rashad Ritchie, we're not going to insult him. We don't have anything negative to say about that man. Our goal is to have a peaceful conversation and positive discourse. I think that that's the best way to frame it. Thomas G, the assessor, says, bag chaser, doing my first rental property. Should my reserves go into a high yield savings? I'm guessing that's what he's saying. High yield savings or brokerage. And is it liquid? Yes, both are liquid, but I prefer to have a brokerage. I didn't see it in the Patreon or on blah, blah. I prefer to have I tell people all day long. You don't even got to be in the Patreon for me to tell you that. Brokerages all day long. A brokerage. And yes, it is liquid. Liquid meaning that you can get to it within the first, 2 or 3 business days. Steve Soto says Islamists want Christians to be peaceful so they can take us out without resistance. That's a fact. That's a fact. Also want to give a shout out to, hold on, somebody sent me a cash app. Michael Carroll. Shout out to Michael Carroll. I appreciate you on Cash App, my friend. And let me just remind people, says JLP versus Rashad Ritchie. Look it up. What is JLP versus Rashad Ritchie? I don't care about that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even care, bro. I'm in my own world on my own verses, but I do appreciate y'all for supporting the platform. Let me just remind y'all that anything that y'all give, I always make sure that I read it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $500. I always make sure that I acknowledge the people that support the platform the most, because not because I'm asking for it. I'm just appreciating y'all being here. So if you can, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Oh, Jesse Lee Peterson. Okay, I got you. But I'm just appreciative of y'all being here and having me on the telly. All right. So thank y'all. Shout out to y'all. And anything that you give is just extra. And I'm going to make sure I'm acknowledging you. Courtney Yeager says, my guy D. What up, Courtney Yeager? I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We got a lot of political stuff to get through today. Let's see. We had the Trump stuff. I do have to go and visit. Maybe I should weave in and out, because I don't want to just stay on one subject. I don't want y'all to know where I'm going in these conversations. I just need to weave in and out. Let's go over to Offset really quickly. Offset. Because we got to get into San Francisco layoffs. We got to get into all of that. All right.
Also now at 11. We're hearing from rapper Offset for the first time since he was shot at Hard Rock Casino. Seminole police say another rapper, Little TJ, ordered people in his entourage to attack Offset, who was once, of course, married to Cardi B. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones is your reporter live in Hollywood. She is at Memorial Regional Hospital, where Offset is still being treated tonight. Chelsea.
Yeah, Jim, we have been here for several hours, and we have actually seen several of his associates outside of the emergency room behind me. Right now, at this hour, things are quiet here, but like you said, at this point, we believe that he is still here being treated for his injuries. Kiari Cephas, best known as rapper Offset, seen for the first time in these photos smoking outside of Memorial Regional Hospital. He's also speaking for the first time on social media since being shot Monday at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. The Atlanta rapper commented, "You ain't bust nothing," in response to this.
Offset. He would never play with me like that in his life.
That's Tion Merritt, also known as rapper Lil TJ. Seminole police accuse him of ordering his entourage to attack Offset at the valet of the casino. They charged him with disorderly conduct. He was released Tuesday afternoon.
The last thing I seen was Offset looking at me like this. Yo, that nigga shot me. That shot me. La la la. The rat, the cat, weirdos.
In this video, you can see a man lying on the ground with an officer on top of him, while police struggled to restrain another. TMZ snapped these pictures showing Offset on a stretcher, wounded. Paramedics took him to the hospital with non-life-threatening wounds. At this time, no one has been charged with pulling the trigger. Police say they are still looking. Tuesday morning on social media, Lil TJ's lawyer posted a statement addressing what she calls false rumors that Lil TJ was involved in a shooting. The question that remains is why all this happened in the first place. CBS News Miami asked Lil TJ as he left jail.
Does somebody owe you money?
Ask Offset.
He owe you money?
Ask Offset.
Do you have issues with Offset?
Hell no.
Offset was married to popular rapper Cardi B. The two share 3 children. Offset's shooting comes just shy of 2 years since his brother and fellow Migo Takeoff was shot and killed in Houston.
Hey, remember when Joe Budden, I don't know if any of y'all remember that, but remember when Joe Budden got into it with the Migos when he was working at Complex, when he was doing the whole Complex thing with academics? I don't know if any of y'all remember that. Here, let me pull that up for y'all. Hold on. This was 8 years ago. 8 years ago. This was 8. Man, time flies, bro. Time flies so much. This was 8 years ago. This was I think the girl in the middle name was Nadeska, and then you had academics, and Joe just standing there looking at him. Yo, listen, bro. Listen. If you just take a snapshot of this picture right now, and 8 years ago, you said Joe would be on top, academics would still be live streaming, and Offset would be smoking outside of a hospital with a gambling problem, getting exposed by Selena Powell with a BBL and getting divorced from Cardi B, that one of the Migos will be dead and that their career will be in the mud. Most of y'all would say, nope, that's not a thing. That's not going to really be a thing. Most of y'all would say that, nah, Anton, I don't see that. That's going to be a bad prediction. If we look at this picture right now and we say, listen, where are they going to be 8 years from now? Most people would say that, nah, I don't think that that's going to happen. But see, now we in 2026. What was this, 2018? In 2026, Joe is on top of the world. Offset is getting into a fight back and forth with somebody named Lil TJ. He apparently has a bad gambling problem because every single time that Offset, every single time, look, if this in my listen, this is just me. In my opinion, this is the definition of being down bad. In my opinion, this is the definition of being down bad. This is why I personally am dedicated to seeing the long term, whether we talk about our investments inside of the Patreon, whether we talking about real estate, whether we talking about beef in the streets, whether we talking about any of this stuff that's happening in popular culture. Every decision that I make, and I encourage y'all, play the long game. Stop falling for the okie doke with all of this immediate, this is what it is, and all of this stuff. Every decision that you make today is going to affect what's going to happen 8 years from now. Every decision that you make today is going to affect the decisions or what's going to happen 8 years from now. You got to pick a side. Yo, either I want to be a winner or I want to be a loser. Fact of the matter is, it's not even something that we can avoid nowadays. Everybody's saying that Offset. I was looking at academics talking about this, and he put up some text messages that the host at the casino was texting back and forth that he had screenshotted and sent it to the Selena Powell chick, and that the host at the casino was saying that the dude was down almost $1 million as far as the amount of money that they had lent him in order to gamble. Everybody know that if you are a person that goes to the casino, you bring cash. You don't take out no loans. You don't do no markers. You don't do none of that. Take cash. Take what you can afford to play with. That's not going to affect you in your daily life. You know what? I'm going to take $9,000, $10,000 or whatever. They said that dude was, man, let me pull this up. Let's deep dive. Somebody said, ain't no way. Yes way. Yes. Look at this interaction. Let's play this out real quick.
joke with you being left off Bad and Bougie.
I ain't left off Bad and Bougie. You think I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Say again?
You say I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
What'd you say?
You say I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Yeah.
Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
What'd you say?
Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Nah. I mean, that's one thing I like about the group, because ever since when you were in jail,
Look at
even
Joe.
though you might see one or the other, y'all move as a collective.
All right, we got to wrap this up, though.
Oh, my bad. I
Wrap it up then. Close it.
Hey, listen, man. I wish I could talk to the Migos longer, man. It's one of my favorite groups. I've been covering for so long. I'm glad they succeeded, man.
Hey, man, you guys are nominated tonight. Have a good show.
This will never not be funny, bro. This will never not be funny. This will always, in my mind, always be one of the funniest moments in content creation history. Standing up with Elvis pants on and blouses with your shirt off and jewelry is always going to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Yo, Joe straight up was like, man, I'm not about to keep on having this conversation.
Wish I could talk to the Migos longer, man. It's one of my favorite groups. I've been covering for so long. I'm glad they succeeded, man.
Hey, man, you guys are nominated tonight. Have a good show.
Wait. No. Wait.
On the low, when we go back and look at it, Offset wasn't really trying to do nothing. Offset was just standing there. He stood up because everybody else stood up, but he was just standing there. Look at Offset. Pay attention to Offset the entire. Matter of fact, let's deep dive into this.
Wait. No. Wait.
He wasn't trying to get involved. Offset was not trying to get involved. See, the internet is forever. And when we go back and we look at these things and we zoom in and we zoom out, we see a lot more that we didn't see in the spirit of the moment. In the spirit of the moment, it was a completely different conversation. No, he wasn't. He wasn't waiting. Yeah, waiting on somebody else to get in front of him so that he didn't have to get involved. Look.
Wait.
That's not a man that's trying to get. He's not trying to get involved in nothing. That man ain't trying to get involved in nothing. And nothing. He wasn't trying to do that. He was chilling. He got his blouse on. He not trying to engage. How many people do y'all need in order to have a conversation with one man? How many people do y'all need to have a conversation with one man? Let me pull this up, bro, because Act pull up the text messages.
They got me feeling like I'm academics.
Yeah. But all this is coming out of Florida. Look at this shit, chat. This is look, right? But that's not the important part. And also, you can't be sending this type of shit around to people. Look at this. Look at this. This is Offset with his Hard Rock host. He's like, I'm here. So only gave me $3K in cash. He says, at least you have some cash. That's what the host says. He says, credit line. He says, I'm working on it. He says, how long? Because he's trying to gamble. The host says, I'm not sure. I sent it higher. It's up in credit. He said, what did they say? Now, he says, this is the host. He says, do you want to know what's your down this trip? He says, yes. $890,000.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you Michael Jordan. I don't care if you Michael Jordan. If you are down $890K, you a fiend. Y'all know you can go to jail for this, right? Seriously. You know you can go to jail. Somebody said, AD, how much you down? I don't have markers. I don't have credit. I don't have none of that. You can go to jail for this. This is not recreation. All right. This is not recreational, having a good time, going to Vegas. This is, I have to go to a place that have a casino in it. I'm not going to visit unless I can get to the casino. There is recreation, there's competition, there's lifestyle. Hey man, I just like the winning. I like shooting dice. I'm not about to shoot on the steps. I'm gonna shoot in the casino. And then it's this. And then is this. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Somebody need to check on bro. And I think this is bigger. In my opinion, the whole gambling situation is much bigger than getting shot outside of the casino. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds insane. I know it probably don't align with whatever it is that y'all got going on. Somebody said about to be on that Bruno Mars plan. Let me tell you the difference between Offset and Bruno Mars, though. Bruno Mars can sing. Bruno Mars, although they say, and I can't confirm this, obviously it's just been rumors, Bruno Mars has a talent and an asset that we can bank on. Guess what? Bruno Mars is on tour right now, and he got a stadium tour. Bruno Mars is one of the very few people that can sell out a stadium. Like, it's bad. No matter how bad it get for Bruno, Bruno can come back from this. And I'm not saying it is justified that you have this kind of habit or whatever, but Bruno can definitely come back from this. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same. You can't compare it. It's not the same. You can't say that it's even remotely or closely in the same category. It's not remotely or closely in the same category. It's a bad habit no matter what you want to you figure it out. But some people it's a bad habit and you almost like on fiend status, and other people you just a bad gambler. Like I hate to have to separate the two, but Offset and Bruno Mars is two different people, bro. Respectfully. Then you throw in the YN aspect of the whole thing, right?
At 3, rapper Little TJ is out of jail after being arrested at the Hard Rock Casino last night.
And that same casino is exactly where rapper Offset was shot after some sort of a fight broke out. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter is joining us live right now. And Bridget, I know Little TJ had some words for Offset as he was leaving jail. Fill us in.
Yeah, Christy, he had a lot to say when he was bonding out of jail, including what he says he heard Offset say after he was shot. Now, to be clear, Lil TJ has not been charged with any type of shooting charge, and Offset, he remains here at the hospital. Still a lot of questions about what exactly happened. This is rapper Lil TJ bonding out of the Broward County Jail Tuesday afternoon.
Fight who? Were you involved in a fight at the casino?
Does Offset owe you money?
I don't do no damn fighting.
The rapper's real name is Tyone Merritt. He was at Hollywood's Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Monday night when rapper Offset was shot. He told Local 10 cameras some of his account of what happened.
Yo, that shot me. That shot me. La la la. Is a rat cat. Weirdos. Y'all in a good
According to Seminole police, there was some sort of fight and a shooting at the valet area outside. 2 people were taken into custody, but no other details were made available. Offset boasts a whopping 23.8 million followers on social media with more than 17 million Spotify listeners monthly. He was married to well-known rap artist Cardi B. Offset's rep confirms he's in stable condition and is being closely monitored at a hospital. We asked Lil TJ if there was a fight between them before the shooting.
Did he put his hands on you? I don't know how many times I say shit like that. Nobody will touch me.
His lawyer said in a statement, Lil TJ has not been shot, nor has Lil TJ been charged with any shooting. Any reporting to the contrary is false. We have requested the official arrest form for Lil TJ. We are waiting on that. And I did reach back out to Offset's rep with a few more follow-up questions, waiting on her response as well. We're live in Hollywood. Bridget Matter, Local 10 News.
Wow, that was something. So, Bridget, I mean, you do a lot of these walks as these subjects come out of jail. This has to have taken the cake, though. This was very different. His demeanor was much different than the usual.
Yeah, Christy, we wait for defendants all the time, and they are not usually talkative. He had a lot to say, and what was interesting was he and the people that picked him up, they actually stayed in their Escalade in that car in the parking lot for a while. It seemed like there was some commotion inside of that vehicle. We thought maybe he would get back out and talk to us again, but they eventually drove off.
Yo, listen. You factor in the YN aspect of this whole thing, and it's just bad all the way around, bro. This is all bad. This is all negative. If it's me, all right? If it's me, my life is in shambles. I'm a baby daddy. I don't have no records that's popping. I'm in debt on some gambling type stuff. Now I'm in a rap beef. I'm getting shot and fighting outside of a casino, the Hard Rock Casino in Florida. It's time to lock in, bro. It's time to just disappear and lock in. It's time to disappear and lock in. You know what? I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to pay off my debt. I'm going to focus on being a better person. And I'm going to just focus on running up a bag and getting my life back together. It's time to lock in, man. I don't even need to be down that even close to that bad. If I'm in a hospital in a wheelchair, shot, in debt, baby daddy, some dude named Lil TJ is talking negatively about me on the internet, ran up on me, shots fired. Now we got to play the no snitching role in order to be able to preserve our integrity in the hood and in the culture. You see why it's better to be a nerd? You see why it's better to be a nerd? This is why you ain't never got to worry about, hey, you know what, Anton? You ain't real. You know what? You right. I agree. I would like to see my daughter grow up. I want to go to her graduation. I want to be, in a good, safe space. I don't want to be out here smoking cigarettes at night. I don't want to do that. I don't want to smoke cigarettes. I don't want to be listening to tweet. I don't want to be listening to none of that stuff. I can't cope with this, smoking cigarettes. I don't want to deal with that. I'm good. May this life never find me that they are living right now. May this type of love never find me. I don't want to ever experience it in my life. I'm good. Yeah, okay, you're right. I'm a nerd. Agreed. I'm a good father. All of that type of stuff. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It was never worth it in the first place. Let me read some of y'all super chats from the bag chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Shout out to Courtney Yeager. I appreciate you, bro. Spacer says these people must not know that Jesus told the disciples to sell their cloak and buy a sword. And Luke 22:36, Christians are patient, but not weak and calculated. Kanye versus Jay 20 songs. Who you got? Yay, all day long. Yay. If you're talking about like popularity culture, I'm going to take yay. If you're talking about songs that more or less resonate with me personally, then I would take Jay. But if you're just talking about like just in general, like, you know, whoa, whoa, la, 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 wait till I get my money right. Man, listen. You got to remember that Ye produced a lot of the songs that Jay hit on. I'm not really sure that there's a rapper that could stand up next to Ye that's alive today. Is there a rapper that can stand up next to Ye that's alive today? Don't worry about it, Fi Brown. We got time. I'm not going to cut it short. We're going to do the whole live stream, baby. I don't know if there's a rapper that is alive today that can stand in front of Ye. Outside of Drake. I don't think that anybody is touching Drake. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a rapper alive today that can, 50 Cent included. 50 Cent included. There is not a, I don't think that there's a rapper that can stand up next to Ye. That is alive right now? Nah. Kendrick will get dusted. Kendrick would get smoked. I don't really think that y'all know what this man's catalog is. College Dropout, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreak. Bro, my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that could quite possibly be one of the greatest albums of all time. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that is a masterpiece. Life of Pablo, man, y'all are out of y'all mind, bro. How can Future 50 Cent stand up next to him, and 50 couldn't verse him when they dropped Curtis and 50 wasn't, respectfully, I think that 50 got one of the greatest albums of all time. 50 wasn't messing with Ye when 50 was at its height. When 50 was at his height, 50 wasn't messing with Ye. Telling you, bro. Ye is different, bro. It all falls down. No. Whoa. Ye got a catalog that is out of this world. Thought you would have went to the Kanye show. We'll wait for him to come back. We'll go to another country and see him or something like that. Offset said, I'm going to the back seat. Says TS Car Wash Detail Service. Offset, holla at Bruno Mars before you get up there. Mr. Joe says Marcus Morris, NBA player, got arrested last year because he owed the casino money, says Mr. Joe. Casual Germ says, at 6'1" and 41 years old, I'm changing my name to Lil Germ. Mario Rob, what up, Mario Rob? I appreciate you. But speaking of Ye, I heard that the UK is trying to block Ye. They prevented him from coming into the country.
Good afternoon. After all the twists and turns over whether Kanye West would end up performing at this year's Wireless Festival, the row has now ended in the entire event being cancelled. The rapper had been given a headline slot, causing uproar due to his repeated anti-Semitic remarks made in recent years. Now, earlier today, he had offered to meet the Jewish community in the UK to make amends, but the Home Office took the decision to block him from entering the country altogether. And this is what the Prime Minister has had to say on the issue in just the past few minutes. Kanye West should never have been invited to headline Wireless. This government stands firmly with the Jewish community, and we will not stop in our fight to confront and defeat the poison of anti-Semitism. We will always take the action necessary to protect the public and uphold our values. Let's bring in our correspondent, Graham Stoddard. Graham, good to see you. So this coming in from the Prime Minister, and interestingly, it was actually the Prime Minister who a couple of days ago was one of the first people to speak out publicly against Kanye West being invited to Wireless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as Kanye West, who now performs as Ye, was mentioned as the headliner for Wireless, there has been controversy. He is a huge superstar, but he is a superstar who has courted massive controversy for the past few years. And today we heard from the government that they would be blocking his entry to the UK. And now we've heard from Wireless's organiser, Festival Republic, that they will be cancelling the entire event altogether. It was meant to be held in July in Finsbury Park. There were meant to be 3 performances. Now there will be no performances. And in a statement, they said this was the Home Office, because the Home Office has withdrawn Ye's ETA, that's a kind of visa, denying him entry into the United Kingdom. As a result, Wireless Festival is cancelled and refunds will be issued to all ticket holders. As with every Wireless Festival, multiple stakeholders were consulted in advance of booking Ye, and no concerns were highlighted at the time. Anti-Semitism in all its forms is abhorrent, and we recognise the real and personal impact these issues have had. As Ye said today, he acknowledges that words alone are not enough, and in spite of this, still hopes to be given the opportunity to begin a conversation with the Jewish community in the UK. Now, some of those anti-Semitic comments obviously have just proven too much. We're going to run through a few of them now. In May 2025, the rapper released a song titled Heil Hitler, obviously glorifying the Nazi leader. Then there were some kind of T-shirts released with that slogan, that logo on as well. He later released a new version of the song, though, titled Hallelujah, replacing earlier references with Nazi lyrics to Christian lyrics, saying that he was done with anti-Semitism. But then in January, he also took out a full-page advert in the Wall Street Journal, apologising for his previous behaviour, blaming his behaviour on his bipolar 1 disorder, something he said resulted from a car accident 25 years ago.
Let me tell you something, bro. You know what's so funny about all of this when they're talking about Ye and, you know, whether or not he can and can't perform? I got a couple different takes on this. The first take that I have on this is, isn't it funny how everybody is all for and concerned about mental health until you actually do something that seems mentally ill? I've always tried to understand mental health in general, culturally, as a society. Mental health is just it's performative. It's all performative. People use mental health as a talking point, as a way for them to continue to have a conversation about things that they doing that they don't really want to come to terms with, but it's all performative because nobody cares about mental health when you're going through something in general and it's public, because Ye is one of the very few people that we actually can see it in real time, right? So when something actually happens, then it's like, oh, wait a minute. F what you talking about, big dog. I don't care nothing about mental health when it comes to what you're saying, because I don't believe that you mental all of a sudden, but then they wanted to put him on some medication because they felt like he had mental health problems, right? So I'm really weirded out by this whole mental health. That's why I say that therapy and all of this stuff is a scam, because all it is a talking point. If therapy was so great and if it was so awesome, how come you can't do it without telling people that you went to therapy in order to justify that you are a better person? How come we have to get an announcement from a person or a woman? Usually it's a woman that says, oh man, I went to therapy and I did the work, so that we can say, you know what? You did the work. I think that you are a healthier person up here. Why don't people go to therapy silently? Why do they make an announcement? Why do they say it? Hey, I got to go visit my therapist, all of this stuff. How come everybody has to say it and they not just doing it, but they always got to announce it to get some kudos for it so that they can feel better about their decision to go to therapy. I'm just asking. Threads of hair, you know what I'm saying? Every time. Every time. Oh, I'm therapy. I know Charlemagne pushes it. Have you seen a therapist lately? No, I'm saying because, mental health is key. Got to go to a therapist. I mean, I know it helped me. It definitely helped me, because I was doing things I wasn't supposed to do, all that type of stuff. And I was a different person. But now I went to therapy, I wrote a book, and now everything is good. I'm trying to figure it out, going to Netflix. Me and DJ Envy, Angela, she did her thing, but we focus on therapy. I got the Black Effect Network, and come on over to Netflix. I know, that y'all don't like the small clips, but come on over to Netflix. I go, no, therapy. You went to therapy? You went to therapy? Therapy. No, therapy. We gotta have to see my therapist. Come get my book. Therapy. It's a therapist book. D Spears, I knew you was gonna walk right on over that plank. I just ignored you, and then you know what people do? They keep on going, and they keep on going. I'm not gonna even ban you myself. Somebody send D Spears to the Shadow Realm. See, it was all good until you wanted to get disrespectful, and then you had to cross a boundary and cross a line. And now, in order for me to not go to therapy, I got to make sure that I send you to the Shadow Realm. You know what I'm saying? Like you just let them have their opinion. Hey, it's difference of perspective, difference of opinions. You let them rock, and then eventually they cross a line, and you just let them hang themselves. Have a nice life. Therapy. I'm sorry, back to what we were talking about. Therapists. Have you seen a therapist? But mental health is not a real thing. It's not a real thing. Now, with regard to Ye, on Clubhouse, we used to call it being sent to the gulag. Getting sent to the gulag. But you can't send them to the gulag because you can come out of the gulag. AD is protecting his mental health by banning people. No, it's a standard rule. Anybody can say what they want. We don't censor people unless you talk about family members. When you cross a boundary and you insert things into that has nothing to do with the conversation in order to try to talk negatively about somebody, then we gotta get you up out of there because you're not in here on good faith. You're not in here to add value to the class. You're not in here to disagree. You're not in here to argue. You're in here to cause chaos and ruckus and sow seeds of deceit, deception, and evilness. And we don't want that. We don't want that here. We want everybody to be able to say what they want to say, but as long as, leave family members and stuff out of it. Why would we want to do that? You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. But with regard to Ye being banned from the UK, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. We have very liberal laws and ways. We'll let Bad Bunny come in and do whatever they want to do. Now, I know allegedly from Puerto Rico. We'll let other performers come in because we have freedom here. They don't have that in other countries, and I don't think that we should have it here either. But we do. And you are supported by the people that rock with you. And although I like Ye, and I don't think that he should be banned from being able to perform, I can't control what happens in another country. I think it's actually the UK that's missing out on the economic impact of him doing this show over in the UK. So I don't trip about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they saying that they stand with this and they standing on principles or whatever. He should be banned, K. Cooper. He absolutely should, because you can't control what another country says and do. Absolutely. You can't do what you want to do in another country. They got their own laws. They got their own ways. They got their own laws. You should not be able to say what you want to say and get away with it in other countries. And so we can't put our ways on other people. And sometimes they hold you accountable for what you do in your past. Should he be forgiven? 100%. Should he be able to perform? If it was me, I would say, hey, come on over and let's get this money together. Based off of all of his other contracts. I mean, for God's sakes, he performed in China. He performed in China. He performed in Mexico. He performed at SoFi. Everything went off without a hitch. He hasn't done anything crazy since, he put out the letter. And so his behavior would lead us to believe that, he just focused on the music and doing good work versus trying to make political statements and get his stuff off. And in that case, I would probably say, you know what? Let's have a conversation. But they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to kick it about it. And I think that they justified in being able to do so because they got their own rules. So I don't have a problem with them saying that,
Done with anti-Semitism. But then in January, he also took out a full-page advert in the Wall Street Journal, apologizing for his previous behavior, blaming his behavior on his bipolar 1 disorder, something he said.
Guess what? There's a whole world out here. I don't think that Ye is going to miss out even a little bit. Live Nation was the promoter of the concert there. They're the ones that need to be concerned. This is not a Ye problem. This is a Live Nation problem. Ye is not going to miss any money. He's not going to be short. He's going to sell out all over the world. He's a worldwide artist. He's going to tour as much as he wants. He's going to sell out every single venue. There's never going to be a shortage of opportunity for Ye. So he can't headline this festival. I'm pretty sure he'll put something on the back end of his run to generate an additional $5 to $10 million per show for himself in his own pocketbook. That's allegedly what he's making.
From a car accident.
I don't think it matters.
5 years ago. He said he lost touch with reality. He said the things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. In a statement released today, West offered to meet with British Jews and show change through my actions. Obviously, that wasn't enough for the government, wasn't enough for Festival Republic. And it wasn't enough for the pressure group Campaign Against Anti-Semitism. They released a statement when the decision to block his entry into the UK was made. That read, the government has clearly made the right decision here. For once, when it said that anti-Semitism has no place in the UK, it backed up its words with action. Someone who has boasted of making...
The interesting part is not even that the UK is banning him. It's the fact that it's so many black women that's coming to say that Ye should be banned. It's black women that are mounting a campaign against Ye. See if I can pull this up really quickly. It's a bunch of black women that come on here and they say, I can't believe it. I don't understand why y'all doing this and supporting him.
A lot of the general public are going to be a lot more strict when it comes to where they're putting their money and who they're supporting, especially as we go into another recession, more worse than the Great Depression. Combined with us going through round 2 of this demons regime and how much has happened in the last 15 months. Those who out themselves as supporters of him, or even just supporting people who were loud enough to support him and what led us to this, people have every right to rescind their support. If there was no clear sign that people were getting strict, Chile getting dragged for supporting Trump was enough, because that wasn't Gen Z and all the wokeness y'all love to label on us. That was millennials and Gen X. They don't realize that the people that support them all this time are the same ones that are left vulnerable and are being attacked by this regime. When it comes to Nick Cannon, black men, you're going to have a conversation about that because y'all is main base. Now, when it comes to Kanye and these SoFi shows, this is more of a family conversation because black people, we are really, really too forgiving. Not all of us, but some of us. He put out that paid out apology because those white people that were on the floor at that show making a mosh pit, they're not keeping the lights on. His audience is not the same audience he had 10 years ago in 2016 with The Life of Pablo. It isn't even not including association with the people.
Did she just put some lipstick on? Oh, let me see something.
Mosh pit, they're not keeping the lights on. His conversation because
she switched up and she put some lipstick on. I didn't even notice it the first time I ever seen this video.
Not all of us. Those white people that were on.
See how her lips is regular right here? And then she gonna put on some extra red in a minute.
The floor at that show making a mosh pit. They're not keeping the lights on. His audience is not the same audience he had 10 years ago in 2016 with The Life of Pablo. It isn't even not including social.
Hey, yeah. She switched it up. She went and got some lipstick mid-sentence. That's why a lot of times I know that these women are, they write these soliloquies and they seem more intelligent than what they really are. But basically what they're doing is they're mounting a campaign on what they can hate next. Ain't y'all tired of being tired? Ladies, y'all not tired of being tired sometimes? Like, are y'all tired of complaining? See, Chelly, Kanye, I can't believe it. And Nick Cannon, oh my God, I don't get it. Ain't y'all tired of being tired? Ain't y'all tired of being isolated by yourself on an island with yourself and with your friends that don't even like you? Ain't y'all tired of being tired of everything? Y'all don't like men. Y'all don't like Ye. You don't like Trump. You don't like being held accountable for having children out of wedlock. You don't like nothing. And I can't cap. I love y'all little big heads. I do. It ain't nothing like a toxic woman in your life to make sure that they keep you on point on why you need to keep the North Star to North Star. Women are the greatest gifts and the biggest curses ever. Specifically, Black women could be the most beautiful, awesome, sweetest soul, and then the next day will remind you why you gave your life over to God in the first place. I don't get it. I don't get it. Every day y'all do a think piece based off of a think piece, based off of a think piece from somebody else that did a think piece. And you just be thinking to yourself, not again. Not again, bro. Y'all need to get y'all life together. Make sure y'all hit a like for the out. Make sure y'all hit a like. Yeah, they be miserable. Miserable. Some of these women, yo, I've seen some of the prettiest women have some of the most evil spirits that I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. And it seemed like sometimes when they get more pretty, that the evilness, their bitterness and evilness, and it's like, wait a minute. You're supposed to have an easier life. Why are you so evil? You're supposed to be a nice person. Ain't life treating you good? Why are you so evil? You know, you don't have to dislike everything in life. You can be a nice person. Good God. It's like, you know, you don't have to be a demon. They be having some broken souls, some broken spirits on the inside. Mario Rob says Eminem. I don't think M can top. I don't think M can mess with. M has one of the biggest smashes, some of the biggest smashes in the world. But it depends on the audience. If you're talking about a Black audience, I don't think so. I think that M can stand up next to Ye, though. Absolutely. M, man, let me tell you something, bro. When that Lose Yourself come on, white people go crazy. Lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, got the chance to blow, because opportunity once in a lifetime. White people love Eminem. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Bro, y'all have no clue how big Eminem songs are. M got some of y'all just wasn't around and you don't get it. You don't understand the Marshall Mathers LP after the Slim Shady. That album went nuclear. Nuclear. All right. Okay. Y'all don't really understand how big M is. Eric Harris says, I seen a freestyle from 19 years old. This man said, this is not an original. I stole this from the future. Ye made Watch the Throne one of the greatest albums made ever, says Manny plays PC. I don't know about that. Eric TV says mental health issues very real. I'm schizophrenia, no meds. Schizophrenia, no therapy. Been under psychosis. Couldn't control my actions. Oh, I got something to fix that. Where my belt at? I know something that could drive schizophrenia. That could have been solved way when you was younger. Eric TV, that could have been solved when you were younger. I promise you we could have got that. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hitting people. Nah, we could fix that. I'm going to teach you how to keep your hands to yourself. I'm going to teach you how to control yourself. You got outbursts? Oh, okay, I could fix that. That's not a brain thing. That's a we could drive that far from away from thee. Shout out to Courtney Egger Show. He said these are beautiful headaches. You know what the key is to women? And I'm about to go into the next thing. I'm about to go into San Francisco. Actually, I'm going to go over to New York and then go to San Francisco. You know what the thing about it is? You know what the key is to really being able to enjoy women? I don't have a belt today. I wore my cargo pants. You know what the key is? You know what the key is to really being able to enjoy women? I've solved it. I've solved the world's greatest mystery, and it's not rocket science, to the key to having the most peaceful, enjoyable, awesome relationships with whoever. I'm talking about all women, your mama, your grown kid, your wife, your girlfriends, your situationships, whatever it is. It's not about understanding them real life, PJ. That's the key. Y'all keep trying to understand them. We get them, but that doesn't stop them from being volatile. All right. Here's the key. It's not saying that y'all always right. Nope. That's not it. It's not it. It's not taking them seriously. Nope. It's not it. It's not it. This is the key. And most men will never, ever be able to do this. And the problem is because you don't have your money up. And it's not about how much money you're making, right? It's about what you committed to, but you can't get yourself out of it. This is the key. You have to take them in micro doses. I'm telling you, you'll never have another argument again. She'll pine for you, and she'll wish you around, and she'll cherish you every moment that she is with you, because she knows that she has a temporary moment with you until the next time that she see you. You have to take them in micro doses. When you deal with them in micro doses and you go home, whatever, you will always have a blessed situation. I am telling you, that is the key to being successful in all relationships. Do not let her stick around long enough to not like you. You have to let her stick around long enough to be able to miss you and to pine for you, to experience you the same way that she did the last time that she seen you. I'm trying to tell you. Stop spending so much time. You got to, if you are married to him and you live with him, you need to go out the house. Go do some stuff. Go get a job. Go get multiple jobs. Be busy. Let her miss you. Go be busy. And when you get your money up, send her off. Send her on a trip. Hey, go be with your friends and encourage her to have a life outside of you. That way, when she comes back to you, she is going to adore you. Do not spend too much time around your girl. I know y'all want to work together. I know y'all want to work home from together. That was always a bad idea. That was always a bad idea. Always send her home before y'all start to, feel some type of way about she start paying attention to all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep her on her P's and Q's. Keep her on her toes. Stop letting her, be up under you all day, every day. If you do that, she's not going to value you as much. The scarcity is what makes you a lot greater. The fact that she don't have access to you was what makes you a lot greater. You love her, but you just need to be busy. And don't get rid of her because you just want to get rid of her. Get rid of her because you're busy. Yo, I got to go get this money. I got to take care of business. I got to go to the studio. I got to go do this. I got to do that. I got work to go do. I got to go take care of money, whatever. And then bring her along every once in a while. When you go out of town to go do a work trip, go to the work trip. Here's the key. All right, I'm about to really give y'all the game. Then we got to go to the next subject. I'm about to really give you the game. Let's say you about to go on a work trip, right? This work trip, you got to be there for 4 days or whatever, 5 days, however long you got to be there, right? Oh, I want to go with you. You always out of town, whatever. Okay, cool. I got you, baby. So you there for 4 days. You go there on the first day. You bring her in on the second day and the third day, and then you send her off. And then you be there by yourself on the fourth day. You have her locked and key. Don't bring her in at the same time. Don't have her always traveling with you. Make her feel as though this is a unique experience and he's carving out time for me, not that I am always going to be around him. Do you hear me? Get settled. When she come in, don't have her seeing you going through and getting the hotel room and all of this other type of stuff. When she get in, hey, I'm gonna send you a truck from the airport. It's gonna bring you in. This is your room number. Whatever, everything is all taken care of. Everything is all set up. You good. I'm telling you. Hey, when she get in, hey, how was your flight? Did they treat you good? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay. Well, listen. Hey, look, go ahead and get yourself together. I know you got to gather yourself. I just wanted to say, come in and see you because I ain't seen you and I kind of miss you. You know what I'm saying? But I got to go get back to this money. I got to take care of this business. I'm going to see you in a little bit. All right. Stop having her with you 1,000% of the time. I'm not going to keep on giving y'all the game. I could show y'all how to be successfully married. I could show you how to have great relationships. I could show you why I never get into arguments, why I never have any problems whatsoever. But y'all don't want to listen because you too stuck in your ways. You too busy trying to be a simp. You too busy trying to be politically correct and trying to please. Ask your girl. Show her this and then ask her how would she feel about that and see what she say. Somebody said your relationship don't look that great, Tom, because you don't see her no more. You know what she doing? Taking care of business, getting the cyber truck taken care of, doing what she's supposed to do, checking on the property, being busy. See, I don't have to do it for social media. In real life, it's popping. See, I've been in this game for over 20 years, bro. I've known her since she was in high school. I don't have to put on for the internet. It's real in real life. So I don't go based off of rumors or any of that type of stuff. Now, here's the question, because see, I know that you've never met her before, and I know that you've never met us before in the same place. For all of the bag chasers, no, don't block them. Don't block them. They ain't said nothing crazy. For all of the bag chasers that has actually met her in real life, that has seen her in real life, they'll have a completely different view. Because we don't focus on what's going on the internet. Worships me, adores me. I'm the greatest thing in the world. I ain't about to call her for what? She taking care of business. She doing what she's supposed to do. I'll also tell you that there are a lot of people that are not. The whole marriage thing, as far as like as a conversation, and I'm about to go ahead and jump into San Francisco, or actually New York. The whole marriage thing, as far as TikTok, Instagram, all of these stuff, all these platforms, a lot of what people are saying as far as what they want families to look like, it's all performative. People want to see carnage. They want to see divorce. They want to see breakups. They want to see messy. They want to see Todd and Candy Burris. That's what they want to see. They want to see breakups. They want to be y'all are more interested in Cam Newton and what he got going on than Denzel Washington and what he got going on. Anton, looks like you're leading with your wallet. Seaworthy. You too old, and your suit came from Men's Warehouse. You don't have the intellectual capacity, you don't have the financial access, and you don't have the game to be able to even say something like that to me. Every woman that's around me today was around me when I was broke. When I went back to live in my mom's basement. You got to get that suit tailored. It's too big in the shoulders. The collars is too long. The tie, that's the one that you throw in when you go up to the register and they say, you know what, I need a tie to go along with this. You're going to have to get your tie back together, okay? You too old. You are standing in front of an apartment. That's an apartment hotel. That's the Mosey Wozy. Boy, it's always the brokest ones that say that you're leading with your wallet. Let me tell you something, bro. Every woman around me is going to be taken care of. It ain't about the wallet. You named yourself Seaworthy too. Come on, man. Get your shoulders together. You put your Sunday's best on for that picture, and that picture ain't even close to being as good as it need to be. You could use AI to get a better picture than that. All right. I like interacting with the chat. I love the chat. I don't want to see people I like the chat. I like to interact. See, but you may say something that may cause me to react. And then we have a chat off. All right, y'all. We got to get to the next part of the show. Manny Plays BC says, I've been a Stan since 98. I was 8 watching the MTV Spring Break live show they used to do and perform. My name has been hooked ever since. People love him, bro. Love him. It's Eric TV said that doesn't work for psychosis, AD. You ain't never experienced it. You don't know what works because you ain't never experienced it. That belt work wonders. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Marty Slice says, amen. And the more they're around you, the more comfortable they get with you. But when they know time is limited, they'll make the most of it. I'm living. See? You know. Some people get it. Some people not going to get it. They're going to reject it. But try it and see what happens. You'll eliminate all of them little arguments. Car King says they be schizophrenic until that 9 hit them. Yeah, then they get themselves together. All right, y'all. First of all, before we move on to the next subject, I need for y'all to hit a like for the algorithm because Anton be putting in work, making sure that y'all are entertained and that we have good conversations on the intranet. Do we need to do an interlude or do we need to go back to Why is it so many heartbroken men in the chat today? They be the same men. Let's go into it's so much to cover. Let's see. So much to cover. Let me see something. I need to pull this up real quick because I wanted to show y'all something that I had seen yesterday. I might have to switch accounts. There was so many videos that we went through. I can't even really look in my history because all of the videos is my videos. Harvey, Illinois. I'm going to get into Harvey, Illinois. New York basically built these gig work shelters. I can't find it. I knew I should have bookmarked it. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I'll find it in a second. I want to share something else with y'all in San Francisco. We're going to go over to San Francisco really quickly because they have layoffs. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Claudine Wong. San Francisco sent out pink slips today as the mayor says he must cut 500 jobs to address a projected budget deficit. KTVU's Jenna Cox spoke with some employees who oppose those layoffs. They believe the mayor has other options, and she joins us from City Hall tonight. Jana? That's right, Claudine. I spoke with members of two of the different unions who both say that they had members who received those layoff notices earlier today, and they said that morale has been down, and they say that they think the mayor could do more to try and prevent these cuts. San Francisco's Mayor Daniel Lurie sent out 127 layoff notices Monday to employees in 18 departments.
I started getting text messages around 11 o'clock of people being really upset and alarmed and wondering, why are we all being laid off? How can they do this?
Jennifer Esteen, a nurse at SF General and vice president of SEIU Local 1021, says many of the layoffs in the Department of Public Health were specialty nurses at Laguna Honda Hospital.
When nurses have specialty certifications, they're able to step in as a cost-saving measure so that we don't have to send doctors and geriatricians.
The mood in general for the last week, because we knew this was coming, people are scared. People are worried about how services are going to be able to continue properly in the city.
Along with the Department of Public Health, pink slips went out to staff in the city administrator's office, Human Services, Office of Economic and Workforce Development, and the San Francisco Police Department's civilian staff. The police officers are not impacted by layoffs as the union recently struck a deal with the city.
It just goes to show that the money's there. He's able to give the police a 14% raise when they get raises every single year, huge raises and bonuses on top of their already contracted raises, while he's cutting hundreds of jobs in other departments.
Let me be very clear about what he just said. All right. He's saying that he doesn't like the fact that police officers are being retained, that they're not being laid off. And not only are they not being laid off, but they're also getting raises and promotions and bonuses. And let me just say that I absolutely positively agree with that move. I absolutely what are my three pillars? My three pillars, which is essential services, right? Obviously, you can throw trash in there, you can throw all of that type of stuff, but trash isn't even as big of a deal as people want to make it out to be, because a lot of actual suburban spaces, you are required to then get your own trash and get your own pickup. If you go on some of these cul-de-sacs or even, some of these newly developed homes and stuff like that, you have to coordinate with it in order to get your own trash pickup. A lot of times, y'all are required to get y'all own stuff, right? You take care of your own mosquitoes, you take care of your own trash, you do all of that type of stuff, right? But public safety is number one above all. And when I say all, I mean all. Public safety is number one. What up, who that Washington? I'm going to read that super chat shortly. Public safety is number one. And the one thing, I don't even know if this mayor is Republican or Democrat. I'm assuming that he's a Democrat, but I don't really care. I care about what he's doing, his policies, and if he's making the right decisions. He's doing the uncomfortable thing that Brandon Johnson won't do in Chicago, that they won't do over there in Karen Bass in Los Angeles, right? That they won't do in New York. And so he's doing the uncomfortable thing, and he's right-sizing government. The first thing that you have to do is you have to bolster public safety. The second thing you have to figure out is, where is all of the taxpayer money going? Because let's remember this, right? For some reason, whether we're talking about the federal government or whether we're talking about these local municipalities, we've gotten it in our mind that we deserve to be able to spend taxpayer money the way that we want to spend it. Taxpayer money is not supposed to be, we can support fraud, waste, and abuse, do what we want to do, spend it how we want to spend it, keep as many jobs as possible. That's not what the government is supposed to be for. The government is not supposed to be to keep you with a job. I don't know where y'all got that from. That's not what it's for. It was only supposed to be for essential services. That is it. That is the difference between being a Democrat and a Republican. That is the difference. Is that Republicans believe in public safety and right-sizing the government. The minimal that we need in order to be able to operate as a society and maintain our freedoms and our safety is all you need. Everything else is extra, but we've gotten used to things that we think that the government is supposed to do. Oh, you're supposed to give us housing. Oh, you're supposed to give us food stamps and feed us. Oh, you're supposed to give us jobs. Oh, you're supposed to. No, they're supposed to clear the way for you to do it for yourself. That is the difference. Do it for yourself. You want to know what the difference is between Democrats and Republicans? I'll use a very simple analogy for you. How many people in this chat and watching this show right now? Show of hands. Some of y'all not going to be able to type. How many of y'all like HOA fees? I'm not going to put a poll. Just tell me yes or no. I like HOA fees. I see no, hell no. Anton, I hope you don't change when you become a politician. Nope. It depends. I pay them. I want to see a yes. Where's my first yes? I'm going to bring you up. Okay, William Tax. My girl, Williams, Mrs. Williams. Tell me why you like HOA fees. Tell me why you like HOA fees. Keisha says they pay for services. They pay for the services. I'm the community. Brandy, why do you like HOA fees? Keeps the neighborhood clean and the value high. No, I want to have a conversation. I want to know why y'all like HOA fees. Because those HOA fees also raise. They never go down. They always go up depending on what the needs are. I said I like my HOA fee. Exclusive pool and park for the neighbor. Limits the number of renters. Okay, so the reason that you like your HOA fee is because you feel like you get extra services and amenities that collectively benefit the whole group, that benefit everybody that's in that subdivision, cul-de-sac, whatever. Okay? Now, here's the difference. Because there is no wrong answer, right? There is no wrong answer. Some people like it, some people don't like it. But I'm using this as a simple example to illustrate a point, right? Some people like spending the extra money for shared amenities. Other people want the freedom to do what they want to do with their property. Now, there's good and bad with both, right? With freedom means you can't control how other people are using their property, right? Changes everything, right? With freedom, you can do what you want to do with your own property, and you don't have to pay somebody in order to police whether or not everybody else is doing what they're supposed to do with their property. Somebody said, you ever rode through a neighborhood without an HOA fee? Junk everywhere. That's not true. That's not true. The majority of America operates without an HOA fee, especially in some of the highest zip codes. In some of the properties with the highest zip codes, they don't have HOAs. The question is, have you surrounded yourself, or did you buy a home in an area where people don't care about their property? That is the difference, right? You only go into the poverty-stricken neighborhoods where people don't care. I only have one property that got an HOA fee, and I live in spaces that have phenomenal neighbors, phenomenal neighborhoods. People actually care about each other. But the point is that the difference is people don't want to pay for services a lot of times that they don't even use. People don't want to pay additional monies to be told what to do with their own property. Some people prefer to have their own money in their pocket and have the freedom to do what they want to do with their own property. And other people prefer to be able to have these shared amenities or maybe spend an extra amount of money. You have to go to the governor's meeting, the board meeting, and then they can tell you what color to paint your house. Or they can tell you, how high your grass got to be, or whether you can have 1 or 2 cars, or they're going to be knocking on your door and saying, hey, you got too many visitors. Or, hey, did you read all of the bylaws of whether you can even have renters? That's the difference. Some people want the freedom and other people want to and keep their money in their pocket, and other people want. But then here's the caveat to that. If you do get a place that got HOA fees, you also have to get good managers that manage the money more effectively. And here's the thing that I've learned about most government municipalities. They look at taxpayer money as a free-for-all, and they do not manage the money more effectively. Y'all money is being used for they coffer and they security, and they want to have 100 security guards and 100 bodyguards, and they want to use the money for trips and all of this stuff. And most times, in most instances, they don't look and say, hey, this is what's best for the community. They use it for what they want to use it for, and then they say that we're going to tax you more. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Hundreds of jobs in other departments.
In a statement, Mayor Daniel Lurie said, facing a budget deficit that will rise to $1 billion alongside significant cuts in federal and state funding, we have a choice. Take action now or be forced to do twice as much in the coming years. The mayor says this is just the first phase. He has already frozen 2,000 positions that remain unfilled, and he aims to cut a total of 500 jobs across the city, with more pink slips coming in the next few months. Union members say the mayor should pursue other options to generate outside revenue. The Parks Department says about a third of their budget comes from concerts and other fees, and they had no layoffs.
The mayor has a lot of other options. The city has a rainy day fund that can cover a huge portion of this. The mayor can raise taxes on the ultra wealthy, his billionaire friends.
Same talking points as every other Bernie Sanders Democrat and AOC Democrat. He can raise taxes on the ultra wealthy. They can tap into the rainy day fund. It's called a rainy day fund because it's not for you to be able to have a job. It's not about the union. You don't just raise taxes every single time that things don't go your way. Same talking points, same narrative, not say the same thing. And his billionaire friends, you could tell that he'd been to a Bernie Sanders rally. You could tell that he's been to a Bernie Sanders rally. Same talking points over and over and over again.
And that, of course, a reference to the proposed measure that will put a one-time emergency 5% wealth tax on people in California who have more than $1 billion in assets. This is something where those funds would go towards health care, education, and also emergency food aid. Those areas where the federal government has made significant cuts. So a lot of debate about this, Claudine, as to where the money should come from and whether these layoffs should even take place.
Certainly some tough discussions, Janet. I know you got the statement from the mayor, but has he indicated any thoughts on the proposals from these unions?
Well, he did put something out on social media, and he is expected to speak later on today. He has not supported this so-called billionaire tax. That's something that the unions are really pressing him to try and endorse. But he is expected to be at a District 2 town hall meeting at 6 o'clock tonight, and it's very likely that he'll be facing some tough questions about his move today and any future budget cuts and layoffs to come.
All right, it'll be interesting to see what he has to say. All right, thanks, Jana.
San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie's full budget proposal is not due until the summertime, but there are some tough decisions that he's making already and decisions that not everybody is happy about. The city sent layoff notices to 127 of its employees today. It is grappling with a nearly $1 billion budget deficit. The cuts span 18 different departments and more are on the way. Tonight, Kevin Coe spoke with the mayor, who called the move painful but necessary.
Mayor Daniel Lurie was at an open house event in District 2, specifically in the marina on Pier 2. As he heard concerns from constituents, we also learned more about this round of layoffs and more eliminations that are on the way. Lurie says the 127 layoffs impact more than 18 departments, noting that everyone will feel these cuts across the city. The mayor says he's focused on trying to balance a budget deficit that skyrocketed to nearly $1 billion over 2 years. While Lurie says the situation is looking better, he also says a $1 billion shortfall is looming unless the city takes action now to reduce costs. He plans to eliminate a total of 500 positions, including some vacant jobs that will be eliminated entirely. He also noted that he had no role in deciding who was cut and left that to department heads.
We as a city have been spending money that we don't have for years, and we need to be more financially disciplined.
What specifically did you find that the city was spending too much money on that it just isn't sustainable, or the city just can't afford anymore?
We're focused on delivering core services as a city, clean streets, safety, making sure that we take care of our people.
Now, the mayor did not specify.
He specifically said that we are focused on delivering core services, core services, core services. That is the key. When the money is good and the spending is great, then you can do what you want to do. But when the money is starting to dry up and you're facing a $1 billion budget deficit, we acting like it's not debts that need to be paid. And here's the worst part about a lot of these debts is that a lot of it is based off of borrowed money. When you see a lot of these cities and they say that, yo, you got budget deficits of 1 billion, 1.6 billion, 1.8 billion, 1.4 billion in the instance of Los Angeles and Chicago, a lot of those debts are not just because of essential services and police officers. A lot of that is because they've been kicking the can down the road for a long time. They got pension payments. They've sold their streets. They don't generate enough revenue. They've alienated the business community that's also leaving and going down to Florida. And then last but not least, they have debts that they have to pay off because they sold the people that, hey, we going to borrow money as a city because our credit rating is high. And they did the same thing that regular consumers do every single year. You know what? We're going to pay it off later. We're going to afterpay. We're going to Klarna this thing. And we're going to borrow money and we're going to say that we're going to build up the community or we're going to build up a rec center. Somebody got to pay for that in the future. You got to pay for that. Somebody has to pay for that in the future. And so what we do is we mortgage our children's future for making sure that we fill up politicians' pocketbooks. Can I explain what I mean by saying that they sold their streets? All right, back in 2008, when everything was happening as far as the housing crisis and everything like that, Chicago's politicians at the time had this bright idea that they needed to raise over $1 billion. So what they did was they put their streets up for sale. And Chicago sold their streets. So they have to rent out their own streets when they have a parade, when they have an event, when anything happens. They sold their streets until what, like 2075 or something like that? The Middle East owns Chicago streets. Oh, yes, they do. They sold their streets. Let me see. Here you go. There you go. In 2008, Chicago leased its 36,000 parking meters and associated spaces to private investors, which now labeled themselves Chicago Parking Meters LLC for 75 years for $1.1 billion. This means the city lacks control over parking rates, operating hours, and must compensate the company for lost revenue during construction or street closures until 2084. Oh my gosh. By 2019, investors had already recovered their investment and made over $500 million in profit with decades left in the contract. This is why I keep telling y'all that we can't have politicians here. Let me share it with y'all. I'm not just reading this. Like, this is a real thing. They leased 36,000 parking meters and associated parking spaces, 75 years, $1.157 billion. Won't get back their streets until 2084. By 2019, the investors had already made over $500 million in profit with decades left in the contract. Good gosh. That's what I mean by they sold their streets. This is what I mean by they sold their streets. So hopefully you have a little bit more clarification of exactly what's going on. And it's owned by people that's outside of the U.S. too. That's the worst part. Ain't that crazy? It's not even owned by somebody that's here. Indiana Bears is coming. Facts. The Gary the Gary Bears. Now they're not gonna have a football team. Shout out to the Indiana Gary Care Bears in the building. I call them the Gay Bears, but that's neither here nor there. Make sure you got somebody said Chicago and Offset is down bad. Anton, are y'all doing room 9 tonight? Yes, we got room 9 popping off tonight at roughly 10:05 p.m. Eastern. 10:05 p.m. Eastern, hosted by my girl. I don't even call her Island Girl Q. I call her Q. Hosted by my girl Q. Q will be hosting. She was back hosting last week. She's hosting tonight. And we're gonna get it popping. I could just go back to being a panelist and talking to myself, girl, what you doing? Oh man, y'all be out here hoeing, man. I can't believe it. I could just be a panelist again. Yeah. You know what I was thinking about? Because you said 10 p.m. is late for me. I'm getting older. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this, because I know that people on room 9, everybody for every show going to be mad if I say this. So I want to get y'all thoughts before I go over to the next part of the show. What do y'all think about me moving the shows up to 9 p.m. Eastern instead of 10 and 10:45? Because I had already thought about moving it up to 10 at the minimum for, the other shows. Because we didn't push it back to 10:45 to make sure that we accommodate for people. I was thinking about moving it up to 9 p.m. Eastern for all of the shows and just rock out like that. What do y'all think about that? Now, the one reason why I am a little apprehensive about it is not based off of like, oh man, they can make it. Man, they get there when they get there. It is what it is. But, summertime is coming. And because the summertime is coming, you stay out a little bit later. Because like in the basketball season, the games don't end till like 9 something Eastern, like closer to like 9:30, 9:45 Eastern. And so that give me time to go to the games, and then I can get back to the desk or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I can get back to the spaces that I'm in. I know I'm gonna get a lot of pushback. Even if I do it, I would have to ease the people into it. So maybe you do it at 10 and then you move it back to like 9:45, and then you just try to figure it out from there. So, but on the flip side, you sleep better. Somebody said move it to 8, bro. I've yet to been able to catch a live because Unc be sleep. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make all of the shows 10 p.m. for this month, and then I'm going to test out making them, I think on the weekend, like I'm going to test it this weekend and try to do like 9:30, 9:45, and go from there. So, I don't know. PM, I'm talking about the after hour shows. Somebody said we start at 11 p.m. anyway, so it'll be fine. 10 p.m. Nah, you know what? I'll be pushing it back because everybody be acting like they can't make it at 10:45 or whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let people come in as they get here. You know what I'm saying? So as they get there, on the Room 9 show on the after hours, as you get there, we just going to include you into the conversation. But just figuring it out from there. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel with turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats. Daddy Daytrip says thoughts on cybersecurity and info assurance degree. Cybersecurity is fine. Cybersecurity is always going to be a thing. So I don't have a problem with cybersecurity. Eric TV says I got the belt. I've been this is mental health issue. Yeah, okay. Elmont says, what's up, AD? Ready for the new stock club? Yep, we doing it on Friday. I had to, for those of y'all that's just getting here, I had a little hacking situation take off yesterday. That's why I didn't live stream on both shows. But everything is back to normal. So we had to push some things back. All right. Stock club is on Friday and vlog dropping tomorrow. All right. Shout out to Elmont. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Who that Washington says, what up, AD? I've seen so many new channels talk about war affecting the housing market. Is this actually true? No. Now, if you're talking about your affordability, because maybe some people ain't got no jobs, and that's one thing. War is not going to affect the housing market. Trust me, I know, because I'm in it. Nichelle says Chicago is the ashy YN of U.S. big cities is ghetto. Somebody said, what time on Friday? After the Millionaire Morning Show. And so we're going to live stream it after the Millionaire Morning Show. And then I'm going to re-upload it for y'all to be able to watch if you missed it. All right? Probably like 2:30-ish. All right, let's see what's going on. So I heard that Harvey, Illinois is being denied. I don't even think I want to talk about Harvey, Illinois. Let's go, yo. Let's talk about Clayton Fuller. Clayton Fuller. Actually, you know what? I'm putting that on the back burner. I'm not going to talk about Clayton Fuller. I'm going to talk about the bad stuff that's happening in these streets. Oh, man. I don't know if y'all want to talk about this. We got to talk about it. I'm not babying y'all. We got to talk about it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
of burying her newborn baby in her backyard is back in jail tonight, now facing a murder charge.
That's right. A grand jury handed down the indictment earlier today. West 2's Patrick Perez live in the newsroom tonight. And Patrick, this woman is also facing some other criminal charges as well.
Yeah, summer detectives have been building this case since the initial arrest a month ago, and now they believe she may have planned her baby's death. This new photo shared by the Flagler County Sheriff's Office shows 20-year-old Ann Mae DeMaggillo in handcuffs again after turning herself in at the county jail Monday evening. A grand jury heard her case earlier in the day. She's now charged with first-degree premeditated murder, aggravated child abuse, and failure to report the death of a person with intent to conceal the death. The indictment follows a month-long investigation by Flagler County detectives. They initially arrested her on an aggravated manslaughter charge back on March 6 after accusing her of giving birth to her baby and then leaving the newborn in a toilet to die.
She sees it in the toilet, leaves it there, watches it, hears it cry, and waits until it stops crying and moving. She hid the infant in a duffel bag in her closet and went about her normal daily routine.
From there, deputies say DeMaggillo went to her college before performing in a play at the Little Theater in New Smyrna Beach.
How are y'all even able to physically do this? Okay, wait, think about this for a second. You gave birth. Let's remove the demonic part, how demonic this is, out of it, all right? You gave birth to a kid and you went right back into performing at your college play or whatever it is that y'all had going on? How? Let me rewind this. I need to understand this.
And went about her normal daily routine.
From there, deputies say DeMaggillo went to her college before performing in a play at the Little Theater in New Smyrna Beach. When she returned home, they say DeMaggillo buried her baby in the backyard. Since her initial arrest, detectives have learned she had searches on her phone for newborn premature babies, Palm Coast OBGYN, and foods to decrease fertility. Deputies say they also found on her phone images of Casey Anthony and newborn babies. In a statement, Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says, in part, I commend our investigators who followed every lead in our digital forensics team that uncovered the digital evidence to prove this tragic case was a premeditated murder. DeMaggillo had been out on bond since March 12th when she was released from jail and ran from cameras.
Where's the who y'all be having kids with? Where the daddy at? Anybody know the daddy? Hey, somebody get the daddy on the phone and have the daddy contact me and get in touch with me, bro. What's going on, bro? What's happening? Y'all just be having sex. I did a review video of a girl today that basically said that she didn't know who either one of her baby daddies was because y'all think I be lying. I don't be lying. I be telling the truth. Let me see if I can find this. Girl said she didn't know who her baby daddy was. She said that she had been in a relationship with two different guys, her main guy and the side guy, and that she didn't even know who her baby daddy was.
I do a story time about how I was pregnant and I was messing with two of my sneaky links for her when I ended up pregnant. And I didn't know which one was the baby father. And I still went through the like a dumb is. Like, I knew it was out of them two, but I don't know what in my rabbit ass mind made me still go through with that. pregnancy. This was 3 years ago, so just know I learned from my lesson, and I don't play these dangerous games no more because of this situation. And learn from me. Like, if y'all watch this through and through, please learn from my mistake. If you don't got to do this, don't do it. Like, that was the most ghettoest thing I ever in my life could have did. All right, y'all. So I used to be messing with two at the same time, for real. Like, and when my main pissed me off, I will go and like sneak and mess with the other person for real, like, because it just would be like pissing me off. Like, I mean, I'm ready to go mess with him. Yo, so I get pregnant, find out I'm pregnant, and that was so ghetto. Yo, so I get pregnant or whatever. So based off my period, the one I was sneaking with,
her period,
it should have been the father. But I really think the I really was messing with really was the father. But keep in mind, I never was able to get a DNA test because my son ended up passing away. But I still to this day just be thinking like, damn, I still want to know who the father was. Like
y'all be messing with these birds. And this is what I'm saying, man. They had a kit. Usually it's a septum nose ring or a nose piercing combined with baby hairs and eyebrows on fleek. Of course, they're gonna have the butterfly eyelashes because they gotta make sure because I'm gonna shares. And y'all all messing with the same. This is why when y'all sit here and y'all try to hold me accountable, Anton, no, you have to be nice. Everybody's not messing with the same girls. They're cool, they're fine. You have to be nicer about it. And I'll be like, no, bro, you don't really understand how diabolical these women are out here. They are doing whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. And that's why when me and my homeboys be on the phone or when we talking in person or when we chilling out at the cigar bar, it's like, yo, same girl. Because they getting pregnant. Think about what she's saying right now. It's not just about getting pregnant. Let's assume for the sake of conversation that the guy that she was in a relationship with was a nice guy. He's a faithful guy. And that he just got finessed into talking to a bird, right? She's sleeping with another man unprotected when she gets mad at the guy that she's in a relationship with. She goes off and sleeps with another man unprotected and then opens herself back up to the guy that she's in a relationship with. Nobody sees a problem with this? Everybody raw dogging her? Do you know the type of person that you have to be in this type of situation? You know what type of woman you have to be to let. And you know what they'll do? Then they'll get mad at me and say, Anton, you're the problem for bringing this up to visibility. Why are you hate black women? No, I hate the culture because the culture is different than black people. Black people can participate in the culture, but the culture continues to promote this because you know what the real diabolical part is that they talking about it online. And if you go to their profiles, let me show you something. There's a baby father. Girl, I think we all had a scare. What? So this is the person that also had a scare. This who y'all rolling with? I'm telling y'all, they all look the same. They work at T-Mobile store. They got wigs on. And that's it. That's who they are, bro. This is what they look like. And y'all just take them down. Y'all just be taking them down. Y'all be taking them to the ground. You just get involved with them and you don't care anything about them. They're a content creator. They're going to school for psychiatry in 2028 and they're a wig influencer. You can't make this up. I'm doing this in real time. I'm doing this in real time. I'm doing it in real time. This is not me trying to, I'm figuring it out as I go. Already got a kid. You know what I'm saying? Embarrassing a kid. Kids dancing on it. It's passport season. Look at her twerking in front of her. Unfreaking real. Girl.
Yo, I'm gonna do a story time about how
I think we all had the same scare. Where the comments at? Oh, there's the comments. Look at Hey Bookie. Girl sane. She was smart enough to not put her profile.
Yo, I'm gonna do a story time about how I was.
She said sane. And look. I'm sorry for your loss. Part 2, sis. Sister. Friend. Look at, bro. They're all the same. They're all the same, bro. Every last one of them are the exact same. They are all the same, bruh. Yeah. They all have the same. Girl, same here. Man, y'all need to get rid of these birds, bro. And they just be just winging it. Girl, and I had my sneaky link. And we all paying for them as taxpayers. That's the worst part about it all. They don't mind putting their kids up, and we all paying for it as taxpayers. Said they look related to Boosie. We all paying for it as taxpayers. That's the worst part about it. I'm just browsing through, looking at the comments, going through. Yep. Same thing. You said, but why do they all think alike, look alike, think alike? What do you mean, why do they all think alike? They all in the same tribe. They all promote the same thing. That's why they feel comfortable saying it, is because they got support from each other. There is no holding people accountable. There is no trying to figure out how we can do things different. Girl. And then they get mad at me. I hate this. You know this guy named Anton Daniels? He a sellout. That's why I don't be feeling bad, because I know that we are dealing with the literal lowest common denominator of brain activity in the culture. So why would I support a culture that's that? You think that I'm running for, look, you know why I know I'm going to win when I run for office, when I become a politician? You know how I know I'm going to win? Because I know that they don't vote. They're not showing up. These is Kamala Harris supporters. They supporting in theory. They're not showing up. They're not informed voters. These are not people that you're going to try to convince. Hey, man. Hey, Miss Hair lady. Hey, Miss Hair influencer, wig influencer. Do you know about the latest policy that's actually being implemented inside of the city? I had this black guy trying to come up to me today, and he was trying to convince me about policy. I said, I don't rock with Trump. Girl, pass the za. Girl, you got some za over there? And my baby daddy is trying to get in touch with me right now. You got some za? If you ain't got no za, I'm not voting for you anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Don't even matter. And I'm supposed to try to convince them of policy. Hey, guys, we have this new millage increase, but it's only temporary because we have to make sure that we educate our kids. And we want you guys to have opportunity zones to be able to fix up your own price. Can I see your imprint? I need some za. I got these new eyelashes. The 28-piece eyelashes to match the hair. Got this new wig. It's black and orange. I got these new eyelashes. What? He got 3 baby mamas? I mean, he a family man. And we supposed to be talking policy with these imbeciles? No. Why would I do that? Those are the type of women that follow Rashad Ritchie, right? Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I got another story I want to share with you guys, but let me read some of these super chats first. What up, Carrie? Real friends return missed calls. Carrie don't understand that. Oh, there she is. This was Monday. Carrie, do you know I had a whole crisis going on over here? I didn't even stream yesterday on both channels. Carrie be trying to hold me accountable for stuff that she already know that I'm like. Carrie be like, why didn't you return calls? Carrie, I didn't return calls 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago. Like, it wasn't that I didn't try to return a call. It's that I'm not good at, like, I can get distracted. I'll be like, you know what? I'm about to call back. And then this bird can fly by. And I'll be like, wait a minute. Look at that hell of a bird right there. Oh, let me call Carrie back so she can act like, so she don't be holding me accountable for not returning calls. Let me see what's going on here.
Hello.
Yo, this is Anton from AntonDaniels.com returning your call. Let me do it while I'm thinking about it.
No, because I didn't call you on the live. I called you when you weren't live.
Oh, okay. Want me to call you when I'm not live?
Yes, I would.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, bye.
And don't put that bag back on your head.
All right, I'll call you after the live.
All right.
Bye. Hey. Oh, man. Chat, before I get off this live today, y'all got to remind me. Put it down. Write it down. Do not forget to make return phone call. All right? Shout out to my girl, Carrie. Rod Jones in the building says, AD, look at the name of the play. Shaking my head crazy. A76 vlog says, I know a chick right now with the exact same story. Get rid of her. AD, but do you think that her child father didn't see the signs of her being off in the head, but yet have a child with her? The dad did an interview. Aaron Lucas says, only competitors for Ye is Pharrell and Drake. I don't think that, but Pharrell is not, he's not a rapper, so it's not the same. I still look at Pharrell as a producer first. Pharrell need to fix his situation with Chad before he start having a conversation about a versus. But yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So I found what I was looking for. This is what I wanted to have a conversation with y'all about real quick. Check this out real quick. I should have put share this first. And Mom Donnie also did a thing where He was doing, I guess, how much it costs to live in New York, according to Mom Donnie. So we're going to cover both of those. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications, y'all.
A new hub for delivery workers opened today in Lower Manhattan, and it offers workers a place to rest, recharge e-bikes, and get out of the elements. While it marks a major step forward for worker support, critics argue more could be done. Here's Eyewitness News anchor Michelle Charlesworth.
There is a safe charging station for e-bike batteries. A lot of delivery workers ride with two of them, so one can charge while the driver uses the second one. Deliveristas, there are now 85,000 of them, are excited about this $1 million hub, a shelter to get out of the rain, charge their phones, and pump up or replace their bike tires, self-service style. Eventually, the idea is to add heat and air conditioning. And a bathroom. That's the one thing this does not have. For $1 million, no bathroom. So the idea is maybe add a fancy porta potty.
Yo, I want y'all to look at this real quick. This is $1 million. I wasn't doing this story so that I could show y'all what the new deliveristas are doing. I'm going to bake on that in a minute. If this isn't the biggest form of government waste, fraud, and abuse, where is the other $956,000? Because this is something that Democrats are pushing. Chuck Schumer is pushing it. They piloted it in New York. Mom Donnie is saying that it's awesome. They're saying that this costs $1 million. This is a government program to basically help gig. Ain't a bathroom in there. Ain't no plumbing in there. Ain't nothing but, ain't no seats in there. Ain't no showers in there. Ain't nothing in there. Where is the rest of the money? That's $1 million. Listen. Government contracts are a finesse. This is why you want to pay to play. All right. This is y'all tax dollars at work. This is your tax dollars at work. It's a fake mural. Look at the fake painting in the background. They got regular outlet lights. Yo, they charged $1 million for this. $1 million. That is crazy. They put some Amazon lockers right there. And the people goes, do y'all know that people are actually cheering this on? That the gig workers, the deliveristas, they gave them a name now. The deliveristas in New York are cheering for this. They spent $1 million on this. Bro, I'm telling y'all that this world is insane. This is insane at the highest level. When I seen this come across, nobody sent this to me. When I seen this come across my feed, I said, is anybody else looking at what I'm looking at? Do anybody else see this and see the fraud that is happening? Who's the contractor that built this? And never mind, let me tell y'all what the real finesse is. They're building hubs, delivery hubs for y'all to rest at, because y'all are now going to be gig workers permanently. They said it's 85,000 gig workers in New York. Not regular jobs, not corporate jobs. They got gig work is now normalized. That's your job. You a hustler. Not extra, not for the entrepreneurs. This is normalized. It's now normalized for y'all for this to be your life now. Don't look at me. Y'all support this. This is what I say. This is what I be saying when I say that we need to start reining in spending from the Democrat Party, that they are using y'all tax dollars for BS. They're using your tax dollars for nonsense. Nonsense. This is nonsense. And they always piloting foolishness, and y'all cheer for it, and y'all say, yeah, tax the billionaires, more for it. Y'all do all of this nonsense. This is what they're using y'all money on. That California, I was looking at the article on 60 Minutes for the California Rail Project. Man, they spent billions of dollars on that California Rail Project, and it went nowhere. Y'all seen this right here?
So steel. Why then has
this is insane, bro. And guess who public enemy number one was? Guess who lobbied for it the most? And y'all fell for it. And now y'all trying to elect this guy to be president of the United States of America. Let me find out how much we spent on this. Taxpayers. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it, bro. As of early 2026, taxpayers have spent roughly 13.8 to 15 billion on the California high-speed rail project, with total projected costs ballooning between 100 billion and 135 billion dollars in 16 years, and y'all ain't did nothing. So where all of the money go, bro? Where did the money go? Unless, listen, this is my thing. Unless it's going to essential services in the military, count me out until we can actually get a real accounting of what's happening out here in these streets. Unless it's going to the military or it's going to essential services, police officers, TSA agents, count me out of any project. I don't want to be a part of no more projects that the government is saying that we need funding for, and then they just keep on raising taxes and keep on raising taxes and keep on raising taxes. Come on, man. That's crazy. And they had these people lobbying for it. And if you ask them about it, they don't have no answers. They spent $29 billion on homelessness in California and ain't get nothing. Nothing. And y'all actually think that this guy could become president of the United States? Man, look, if he runs for president, two things is going to happen. The first thing is going to be, I'm going to make an egregious amount of money talking about it. I'm going to make so much money having a conversation on why Gavin Newsom should not be president of the United States, A. And B, it's going to show you just how easy it is to finesse Democrats. It's going to show you just how crazy we are in the head. Listen to this guy. Why would y'all want rail to Bakersfield? There's nothing in Bakersfield. Most foolish thing that I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. I just can't imagine that we actually fall for this as a country, as taxpayers, as people. We are quite possibly the most ignorant group of people ever, bro. Ever. Look at this. We just do stuff. We just throw money away, and then we sit here and have conversations about it. This is the biggest foolishness that I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. And like I said, opting out, I don't want no rest stops for driveway delivery drivers. I'm not interested in nothing. No new special projects, nothing. At all. So I don't care if you're in New York. I don't care if you're in California. Count me out. Unreal. Let me say this one more thing before we get up out of here. I put the clip up of the guy that was the Good Samaritan that wound up fighting for his life on the side of the road. I am amazed at the lack of people are really butthurt about that. People are super butthurt that I was cracking up because he had zero survival instincts. I'm glad this is funny to you, Anton. Way to go being a good Christian. The show that we did on Monday. This video was uploaded 4 hours, and there's a skip option on Anton's laughing. Anton Daniels, a.k.a. God in the face, devil in the heart. Don't ever lose your humanity. I was like, I'm getting notifications, and I'm like, people have no sense of humor. Did you see the Meta data center that they built in Louisiana? I haven't. You want me to cover that tomorrow? All right, I'll cover it tomorrow. People have no sense of humor, man. Hold on, let me pull up the video one more time. One more time. Hold on. Good Samaritan attacked in Florida.
A man who he stopped to help on the side of a Central Florida expressway.
That man is now in jail facing multiple charges. This happened Monday morning on the 429 expressway near the Seidel Road exit in Winter Garden.
Woman threatened to take his life.
The whole time he's hitting me, he's 8 different off the roof on top of me. And that's when he started kicking and pummeling me.
A different camera captured the ambush attack and the man repeatedly punching his head.
I know on the back of my head, they counted 8 different bumps. Plus the kicks to the jaw, which I can finally today, I'm able to eat a thin sandwich, but I still can't open my mouth all the way.
Hamilton says the suspect, later identified as 44-year-old Daniel,
he ain't got a scratch on him,
Coleman, threatened to take his life.
The whole time he's hitting me, he's telling me he's going to kill me. And he didn't just tell me. His eyes were void of any humanity. I believed it. So when I was fighting...
Sir, you did not see his eyes at all.
His eyes were void of any humanity. I believed it. So when I was fighting, I knew the last thing I was going to see was not that ground.
Hamilton explained how he managed to get off the ground and away from his attacker.
I cannot beat him strength-wise. So I have to try to incapacitate him. So I think I was pummeling in his jugular vein. Plus the kicks to the jaw, which I can finally today, I'm able to eat a thin sandwich, but I still...
Man, let me get off this stream before I get up here and start cracking up, man. He was pummeling him in his jugular vein. Oh, shoot. Yo. Oh. Oh, dog, this is the funniest video that I done seen in a long time, bro. Oh, Lord, help me. Jesus, bless me to be so nice. Man was beating the brakes off of you. That fight was so one-sided. Heck no. He wasn't even out, like he wasn't even like too tall for you, too strong for you, and none of that, dog. You gotta pinch him. You gotta do something. You gotta leg sweep him, bite his ankle. You can't just sit there. You can't just take that. You can't just take that. Nah, you gonna leave. You gonna leave with your legs scratched up. Something. You gotta get down and dirty at that point. Oh Lord, you gotta pray to God. God, give me strength. You gotta summon. You gotta summon something in you. Like something gotta get heavy in you to where you just got, you know what? You know what? No, hell no, hell no. Ah! You gotta let it loose. You know what, God? I'm not dying on camera today. Not like this. No. Hell no. I just don't think that God will let me get beat up like that. Under no circumstances do I think that God will let me get embarrassed and beat up like that. Under no circumstances. Whoo! Not like that. I wouldn't even have reported it to. Let me tell you something, bro. If I got to take an L like that on camera, I'm not even going to report it to the police because I don't even want that footage to come out. Hey, what happened? You don't even say nothing. What happened? Did something happen over here? We good. He good. Don't worry about it. We didn't do nothing. I'm not even going to report that. I don't want that to even. I'm not talking. I'm not doing no interviews. I'm just going to go home. I'm taking a nap. It's nap time after that. You know what? You got it. I'm taking a nap. I'm going to sleep all day. I'm not telling my girl about it. I'm enrolling in boxing classes after that. It's up. And I'm getting my get back. You know what? It's up, nigga. You got to slide on that. I'm sliding. Well, you not gonna get off on me like that. And I'm just pressing charges. We sliding on that. After that beat, no. Somebody said, "Oh, you King Vaughn?" No, he was King Vaughn. You know who King Vaughn is? Let me show you King Vaughn. I'm gonna show you who King Vaughn is. This is King Vaughn. Daniel Coleman with blue eyes and a goatee is King Vaughn. I'm not losing to no Daniel Coleman. I don't care what you say. Under no circumstances. I don't care how old I am. I don't care how young I am. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care what city I am. I'm not losing to Daniel Coleman. Not Daniel. Nope. You say, AD, that man was strong. Oh, snaps. Bro, this is crazy. Did you see the way he was wailing on him? He said that he was pummeling his jugular. He went to jail and took a Took a Glamaholics pic. Heck no. Daniel, you got it. You got another thing coming right now. AD really bag chasing with that grocery bag. Yeah, H2. What up, H2 Code? Why you going for the jugular playing that clip? A thin sandwich was the last. He said he ate. Oh, Blackfield Pill. What up, though? What up, big dog? Chris Cunningham says the funny part about what you said is my mother and I was talking about how in yesteryear people used to say the most egregious thing and nobody batted an eye. Today, everybody is soft. They soft. Soft buttercups. You can't tell a joke no more. You can't laugh. When we used to get into fights, we used to crack up afterwards. Like we used to talk about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Crack up. Hey, dog, but hey, man, he did get the best of you. Man, suck my. Oh, no, dog. That joke was funny as hell, bro. No, nigga. Like, it used to be fun and games after the fight because it was like, yo, what was going like, you know what I'm saying? You joked, you laugh. Yo, we had it up. We got it on. It was what it was. We moving on. But nowadays, you can't laugh. You can't talk about it. You're not a good Christian no more. You've lost your humanity. You're going to hell. Oh, my God. It's a different time, bro. It's a different time. Mr. Bogart says these large companies are building in largely black areas because they are getting life insurance policies on all employees, new and old, to benefit on their lives, called COLI. Curtis says call care. All right, I'm on it. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you for reminding me. I'm on it. Shadow Dragon TV says got me in tears at work. Great show. Yeah, it was a great show today. I enjoyed myself. We got Q show us tonight, Relationship Wednesday. So I'm gonna have some good subjects for y'all. We're gonna get it popping. Mr. Gobart says these large companies are building in largely black areas because they are getting life. Oh, yeah. You wrote that. Shout out to you, Mr. Bogart. Manny Plays PC says, forget what they talking about. That is just hilarious. That junk was funny. Latrell says he getting slapped around like Blank. That's one of my favorite superhero movies is Blank Man. Lex, what up? Lex says, missed you. And here you go, starting early, making me snort laugh. Did you see the recent live of Kanika Jenkins' mom? So sad, demonically possessed in my opinion. No, I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to check it out. What up, Lex? Lex, please. Turn off the lights. Courtney Eager says, grabbed by Phoenix and Ferb. What up, Lex? Also, I got my new P365 XL with attachment optics. Oh, my God. Shot it last night and fire. Talk about it, Lex. Lex is the Renaissance woman. Income Bites Media says, where can we get the bag chaser hats? Huge fan, man. I'm dropping them tonight. I'm dropping the hats tonight after I take a nap. In the morning, chaser hats is going to be available. I'm dropping them tonight. Great show. I'm glad that we tuned in. Everything is great, and we're going to get it popping. I'm about to call Carrie. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace.